Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Bossman Network. I'm your host, the nice excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Edward. I thought I was going to have to do this again by myself this week.
No, everybody, I am back. I was under the weather last week, and
yes, he informed me on Monday that he couldn't record on Saturday. Suspicious, Edward.
I didn't want to risk of being sick. I hate when I'm sick. So, and I had a very bad cough. I was drinking my NyQuil at night. I was eating my Campbell's chicken soup every day. I was drinking orange juice and water. I was trying to take care of my body. It got until like Wednesday when my throat was destroyed. I was straight coughing and still had to go to work. And I just sounded horrible. It started getting a little bit better, but it was still destroyed. So I didn't want to risk anything. So I told you in advance, hey, I'm going to take Pow Block off this week so my body could rest and recover. And my body did rest and it did recover. So that's why you guys have a fuller voice, not that much coughing, a lung is not falling out, thank God. But we're back in the building. So.
That's cool.
What's with this?
It's cool. It's cool. No, just glad you're feeling better, friend.
That looks suspicious.
Not as suspicious as your mystery cough.
Corey.
I'm just messing with you.
So
drink my monk fruit.
Yes. Everybody, the reason why I'm kind of dressed up right now, as you can see this, I just got back from Chicago, where the Memories of Hyrule concert was. They're going to be in Madison, Wisconsin on the 17th, and then they're going to be back in Chicago on the 22nd. What it is piano arrangement of different Zelda music and throughout the games, throughout the history and everything. I think he said, the composer, he said when he comes back on the 22nd, there's going to be a couple of different arrangements for some of the songs, or like different songs. But man, I came away speechless. I was just like, oh, that's why Zelda's music is so powerful. From every game, and just hearing the piano arrangements, and he added some opera, some Chopin, some jazz, just different elements to these arrangements. He did Midna's Lament, Corey, and it was beautiful. I was just like, oh my goodness, why is this so great? He did some Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom stuff. And what he did was he did the music when you're riding your horse and going through certain sections. So he's just like riding a horse, getting into the fights. And then he did the little theme, like when you open up a chest or you find something new, it makes that little noise and stuff. And everybody laughed. It was so nice the way that he added it in, but it was an hour concert. Like I said, I had to leave early to get to the city because the parking was going to be horrendous. Luckily, I was able to find some parking and go to the concert and then get in and get back and be here for Pow Block, everybody. But yeah, Memories of Hyrule, look it up if it's coming into your city. Right now, this is like a test tour in a sense. They're not going to many places and everything. But they said we're gonna be having a fuller, longer tour in the fall. So if you happen the chance to go, I know David went in Seattle, and he enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Hopefully they come to other cities. They're out from California. So and it's just one person on the piano playing, and it's a candlelit environment. So we did it at a Lutheran church, Ebenezer's Lutheran Church in Chicago. And so the place was dark and they had candles. They weren't burning. They just had like the candles you could light up and stuff because they're not trying to cause a fire or anything get knocked over. And they had the candles at the bottom of the seats and then in the background and then on the piano. And it was so, not only was it like speechless and beautiful, but it was kind of romantic, very heartfelt. It was just, man, so good. So if you guys ever get a chance, Memories of Hyrule, just look it up, get a ticket. I really wish I could got a chance to talk to him and give him a card for Boss Rush, but it was so busy. It was a sold out concert, and he said he was gonna hang out, and if anybody want to talk about music and Zelda, he was gonna be available. And I knew that was gonna take long, but I had to leave because I had to be here for Pow Block. I'm super excited to be here for Pow Block because I missed last week's show. Great job, Corey. I enjoyed the one man episode. It was really, really good. So
I know it was.
So, yeah.
It was. Okay. Like, I've thought about that for a while, right? Of like doing a solo show, sometimes, or doing something sometimes like that, and like it was really, kind of in a strange way nice to do, just because it was like I don't know, I could kind of just like have my own thoughts out there without being kind of like influenced by anybody else, So not that I'm not saying at all that I want that to be the norm, but it was interesting and kind of nice to do once in a while. So I don't know. Expansion Pass was like that too this week for patrons. So or last week, I guess, by the time this comes out. But it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Corey, how have you been?
Oh, where do I start? Busy. Work's been all over the place. I went to New York last week, which I talked a little bit on Snacktendo last week, but we'll talk about it again this week. Where I had some pizza and it was delicious, and yeah, but it was. I mean, I didn't really get to see this, go out in the city or anything. I didn't get to go to the Nintendo store. It was just, work. Went to work, came back, and that was it. So, but
quick work trip, fly in, work, fly out.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was worth it.
Oh, okay.
So, pizza was worth it. I like their pizza.
Was it just cheese that you just had?
No, I had pepperoni also. I prefer just cheese when I have New York's pizza. But it was not available at the time I went, and I was like, well, I'm not skipping. So let's do the thing. Let's get it. I wasn't leaving New York without pizza. So
is New York is it really big and wide?
Yep.
New York's pizza? Okay. I know, like the Ninja Turtle movies, everybody can't believe they have pizza and wine in the second movie. That is still bonkers.
I mean, in the first one, they had Domino's, which is even worse.
During the 90s, at that time, yes, because Pizza Hut was running things during that time.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Mass audience, I guess.
Yes. So, well, I guess we can get into some housekeeping. How about that?
I guess we could. Yeah.
All right, let's get into this housekeeping. And then, you guys, we got a great show for you. This is Nintendo Pow Block, the Nintendo podcast for Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network. You can learn more and support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Joining for as little as $1 a month grants you ad-free access to our main shows, early access to expansion pass and video game book club, exclusive access to Power Block's One Up podcast, and more. Become a Patreon producer at the $5 level or even follow us for free. If you can't support us financially, please head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave a 5-star rating and a great review as it helps with discoverability. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you can never miss an episode. So you never miss an episode. And make sure you leave a comment or question below. As always, you can follow us on social media platforms at Power Block Podcast and at Boss Rush Network. And you can find all of our content, including reviews, listicles, features, our daily banter discussions, and more on bossrush.net. So, everybody, I will say before I hand it over to you, Corey, for any kind of promotions or anything upcoming, I am on the single player experience podcast, so you guys can check that out. We talked about Nintendo and some other games and stuff. And we also had a discussion about Prince of Persia, me and Sebastian. It's one that you guys could check out. A Gamer Looks at 40, part 7, and is out for Final Fantasy 7. You can hear my voice as we talked about like the ending about that game for Final Fantasy 7. And there's kind of a couple of more episodes, but if you guys go to A Gamer Looks at 40 Final Fantasy 7, you'll hear me in 6 of the episodes that's available. With 7, there's one episode that is out that I'm not on because he had other guests on it, but for most of it, everything I am on. So you guys can give a listen to that, crack up, have a good time, and also listen to all these other content creators that's on there for that. So yeah, that's what I just want to promote. I do have some banters I need to send out, get them edited, so you guys will be able to check those out. I'm in the process of writing something about taking Ace music, and I kind of feel like it's the modern Streets of Rage 2 soundtrack that people need to hear and like kind of recognize what it is, because it's really, really good. So yeah, that's what's upcoming for me, and that's what I kind of want to promote to you guys. Corey?
Nice. Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. It's like all weird. I moved a bunch of stuff around on my desk, and like I set up to where like I have had my desktop sitting on a table over here for a little bit because I need a computer to record gameplay for things that I'm kind of working on the side. Not on the side, but things that we haven't really discussed putting out yet. And I haven't done any of it. And I would rather my desktop be on my desk and then put an older laptop over there with a hard drive attached to it to record stuff. And so, yeah, my cameras are all messed up. And I also have this new camera that I got from work that I've been kind of playing with on and off. And
yeah,
I don't know. That's why you see like cleaning stuff and some totes behind me. It's why my office was a mess on last week's episode. You should see this way.
The other half of the downstairs.
Yeah, like it's I shoved it out of camera view kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I want my office to look clean. See, doesn't it look clean when I sit like this and you can't see anything behind me? So but yeah, I'm this bookcase right here, this one right here, I'm gonna that's going to be the new Destiny shelf where like the lore books are going to kind of line the bottom, and I'm going to have my collector's editions, and it's that shelf's going to be a Destiny shelf now, and then I'm going to make this shelf behind me up here, right?
Yes, the fireplace.
I'm going to reorganize that as well. So what I would really like to do is get another shelving unit like this square thing right here, like and have it either lay across the fireplace since we don't use it, or stand up where this bookcase is, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Not important. Not relevant to this podcast. Yeah, in terms of stuff that I'm working on aside from that, I have a few things coming. I just I don't know. I feel like I've been behind. It's already March and I haven't gotten any I haven't done any interviews. I'm not even ready to talk about PAX yet, and it's in like 2 months. And
I gotta the recorded that I gotta still try to I haven't like taken it out in the update or anything. I need to start like trying that out. I've been trying to see if there's any like conventions or stuff around me so I could bring it and like do many interviews and talk to people, see if it works well. So I
want to, there's a lot of stuff I want to do with this show in particular that we haven't done yet. We talked about doing the indie block show at one point, and expanding expansion pass and retro game stuff, and just all kinds of things that we just haven't gotten to yet. And I don't know what to do yet. Dude, the bossies took a lot out of me. not just a lot of energy and work, but like also put me behind on everything else I wanted to do. So I don't know, man. I just feel very behind. I don't know where January or February went. It's just gone. Like, just gone.
Yeah.
So my wife's already talking about like taking a vacation in the summer, but the summer's like 3 months away. Anyways, my son's birthday is in less than a month. Like, what is happening this year?
Isn't it Riley's birthday?
In July, yeah.
In July, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because Mauser's birthday is in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's March 31st.
Oh, wow.
Which is I think it's a Monday. So, but we're having his birthday the weekend before his party. So
okay,
it's a Mario themed party. So a Mario party, if you will.
Oh,
oh
yeah,
man,
it's about to be hectic for the next 2 months because because I gotta I gotta prove from PAX. I gotta pay gotta pay for the lodging, and then still gotta buy my ticket, and then be ready. I actually gotta request my time off when I go back to work Monday, and get that ready, and then like see how the interview stuff is gonna go with people once they send out all of their things.
Man, PAX is at such a horrible time for me. Like that May weekend, like it's my wife's birthday, it's Mother's Day. There's 2 events for work that week. Like it is just a terrible, awful time for me to be like
gone. Yeah, because I'm getting there that Wednesday. And then I'm leaving. I think everybody's leaving Sunday. That's my assumption.
Yeah. Is that Monday's not a holiday, is it? It's just
it's just a regular day.
Yeah.
I know that Thursday is my friend's birthday. So I'm just like, oh great. And so I gotta wish him a happy birthday. Adam from Adam Gumbert,
Mm-hmm.
He hit me up on chat. And he was just like, "Are you gonna be there?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna be there." So I'm like, I gotta try to link up with him, hang out with him, and talk some stuff.
Mm-hmm. I need to get him on. We need to get him on expansion pass stuff because,
yeah,
we've been a little behind the scenes stuff. We've kind of been floating around some ideas for how the Boss Rush podcast can kind of change a little bit, not in terms of the format, but just like, people having time off and
mm-hmm.
getting more guests and more people involved. And so like I'm shifting my focus to obviously Pow Block and expansion pass stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not where it's needed, but that's where I want to be. This is the space I want to be in, right? Like, I'm just more comfortable doing this show, right? So, because we've been doing it for so long. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to fix everything all the time. I feel like. Plus, the other thing, right? Like the website broke.
I didn't even know that happened. I'm like, what the heck?
I have to go in and recategorize all the podcasts because the podcast category link just stopped working. Just stopped working.
Wow. Just said, you know what? I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this today.
Yeah,
right. Deuces.
So that's been fun. I also cleaned up the website while I was fixing it. There's still a couple things. usually it's like a late night text from David, like, "Hey, did you know this is still broken?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." But like, he's 3 hours behind, so like it's like 12:30 for me, and it's like 9:30 for him.
Oh, that is right.
Like 3 hours doesn't seem like that much time in between, right? Time
it feels so weird
but then,
when it's there.
But then you think about it, you're like, oh, well, I'm trying to go to bed and he probably just got done with dinner or something. Like, it's like, there's like that short window during the day where it doesn't matter.
Man, I swear it felt so weird sleeping in at PAX to be like, okay, it starts,
but it was like 7:00.
Right.
But it was like 10. It was like we're leaving at 7:30 and like it's really 10:30 for us.
And I'm just like, huh.
Yeah, it's man, time zones. It's something.
Yes. So yeah, I gotta so yeah, everybody, that's our lives are being busy. Because so I found out that one of the managers finally stepped down. Is now just a regular cashier. So now I work Monday through Friday closing. But
Shocker.
now
Ed's schedule changed again.
Exactly.
Shocker.
Well, the crazy thing is, so when I text you Friday about what was going on with my work schedule, what ended up happening is that a manager that was working at another store ended up getting switched with me, and I went to that other store. He came to my store, and this is from their store manager. So this was the second Friday that happens. So excuse me. So now I feel like, okay, is this going to happen every Friday that we're switching stores on Friday, and I just work mine for 3 hours, and then come to their store and work for 4 hours. So now it's just like, now I got to figure out what's going on, because now I also have to be at work around 5:00 in the morning so I can do our truck with another manager. So when that happens, that's about 2 hours extra. So I'm just like, oh, my Fridays is like wacky schmacky. But they said because I work Monday through Friday, they gave me the weekends off. So life. Work.
Yeah.
What is balance? At this point in time, who knows?
Right. Well,
So,
yeah, so there's that. And also like I've been off my diet for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. And it's like not on purpose. It's just like everything's been so busy and I've been getting home late and I feel it. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta, so
you feel like the weight's coming back.
yeah, not in like a lot of it, but a little enough of it for me to feel it. So, tomorrow I'm jumping back on that train.
Doing the grilled chicken and everything. Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how about we get into Snacktendo? It's time for Snacktendo. And Corey,
Snacktendo, huh?
What have you been snacking on?
I've been snacking on. So we talked a little bit about the New York pizza, right? Like that was delicious. The thing I like about it is like it's not too greasy, right? It's not too like the crust is dry, if that makes sense. Like it's not like slathered in butter. It's kind of thin, but not thin crust, quote unquote. And it's just like I don't know, man. There's something about it. There's just something about it.
A lot of people say they feel like it's the water.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't really know how much that plays into it, but I do know that there's a place in Florida and a place in Hilton Head where these people are from New York and they try to emulate New York style pizza and they actually fly water in from New York to have in their restaurant. I mean, I think they mix it with other water, but they actually bring that water in. Also, it's like the big ovens and like it's how it's cooked, it's how it's prepared, it's the seasoning without the grease. It's just a lot of things, man. Now the pepperoni is super greasy, right? Like that's just pepperoni though.
Right.
Very good though. Very, very good. And then tonight's burrito from Casa del Rio, big fatty McFat, and it was delicious and spicy, and yeah, it was good. Good. Did not have any dessert afterwards though. I held back.
Oh, no cookies or anything?
No. I thought about it and I was like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. And this was before I started feeling like, so
okay.
But yeah, that's what I've been snacking on, Ed.
All right. Well, like I said, for the last week, I been eating Campbell's noodle soup because of me being sick. Drinking water and orange juice. Just really taking care of my body. Having my like 1 cup of NyQuil. I had chicken in the basket. Chicken in the basket. That's it. No, sorry, chicken in the biscuit. Not a basket. Chicken in the biscuit, crackers with some American cheese, easy cheese, like just spread on it, just like a snack. I went to, of course, my favorite Japanese place, and I got this kind of sashimi, this salmon sashimi bowl, in a sense. And what it was is that it was the sushi rice that they make at the bottom, some cut up salmon, like long strips, a slice of lemon in it, some little cucumber flakes, and then the wasabi like on the side. And so I poured in my soy sauce, had the meal soup also with it when I was done. But I was just like, okay, how do I actually eat this? Because I actually used a fork for this one. I didn't use chopsticks with it because I think when I was trying to grab the sashimi, the salmon and the rice, it just felt like it wasn't like holding. So I switched to a fork. And I add the soy sauce and stuff on it, and it was really, really good. I was like, "Oh, okay, this is my first time having it here." Excuse me about that, everybody. And it was pretty, really good. It was fulfilling. It I got home after I ate it and just like was knocked out sleep. Um, at work, this is my last one for Thursday. I decided to do some pizza for my team, and we did two pizzas, but half of it, and this is from Domino's, everybody, half of it was sausage, half of it was pepperoni, the other half was plain cheese, and then the other one was half Philly steak. So I had that with my team. It was really delicious, and I once again got home, was knocked out sleep. So uh yeah, pretty much that's all I've been snacking on that I snacked on. I am trying to find some new places. I kind of want to find a Greek restaurant. Um and get outside of eating gyros, everybody, I should say. Because a lot of the gyro stuff that they sell, they also sell like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. So it's kind of those kind of restaurants. I'm like, no, I want to see what other Greek food that is made that I can eat. And I think the only places that have those are all the way in Chicago. And I'm like, that's a far drive. Plus the parking is horrendous in Chicago. So, yeah, the search continues on, I should say. But that's pretty much all that I've been snacking on, everybody.
Nice.
So, I did find that Culver's does a grilled cheese, but I can't add meat to it, and I'm upset about that. So,
okay.
I had to find out what do I want to eat after church tomorrow. At the time of this recording, everybody.
Yeah. Well. So. Yeah. Food. It's important. Fuel your body, they say.
Yes, it is. Oh. Well, Corey, how about we talk about what we've been playing with Power?
Yeah.
And what have you been playing with Power?
I mean, it's been the same thing as the last few weeks. I haven't played as many games this week in terms of, just fixing the website and doing other things, working a lot. But I've been playing Fire Emblem a lot. I think my end game counter is at like 55 hours. I'm on chapter 20. I think there's 26 chapters, right? That's 20, chapter 20, something like that. So I'm getting close. I'm really enjoying it. I'm ready. I'm not, when you get to the end of a game, you're just kind of ready for it to be over. You're ready to see the conclusion, and I've spent enough time with these characters. I love the story. I love the relationships I've built, and I am ready to see the end. I've kind of been doing everything I possibly can up until a certain point, and then I'm leveled up enough to go just finish the game, which means I'm preparing myself for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition before Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out.
Yeah.
I've also been still playing a lot of Fire Emblem Heroes. Ed, I've played the whole campaign in Fire Emblem Heroes 3 times. because every difficulty, every level you beat, you get an orb to towards unlocking characters.
Yeah.
And so there are 9 books. Each book has probably 12 or 15 chapters in it.
Yeah.
And then each chapter has anywhere between 5 and 7 missions in it. So I'll let you do the math on that. But, I have no more easy ways to unlock orbs. I'm actually making my way through the training tower. Because every 5 levels of that, you get an orb. And it actually teaches you how to play the game properly. Which I just was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use all these resources they gave me and level my characters up so I can just brute force my way through like 90% of these levels. And I only have to think about, 10% of the lunatic mode levels.
Yeah.
Which at that point, it's like, oh, well, I just need to swap out, there's 2 sword people and I have 2 axe people. Sword beats axe, so let me just swap these axe people out with spear people, or beasts or whatever, dragons, and I'll just have my way with them and be on my way. So yeah, it's been really fun. I haven't spent a dime yet. So it's fun. I thought about getting the Fey Pass, which is like their kind of monthly battle pass or whatever. But also I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to stick around this game much longer. I've kind of had my fill of it. The events are fun. The extra, like the bonus kind of Coliseum levels or arena levels are fun. But they're so easy for me at this point. I literally have like 90% of the things I do in the game are set on auto battle. So like all I have to do is tap the screen when it says stage clear, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Tap.
Yeah, tap next. So yeah, it's been fun though. I mean, I've probably put like 60 or 70 hours into it. Not like, because like it's on the phone, so I just have my phone open while I'm hanging out with my family or whatever, and I'll just have it on auto battle, right? And then I'll look over every once in a while and it'll say stage clear, and I'm like, oh, cool, next. And then I'll tap the screen 2 or 3 times to get to the next level, and so
wow.
Yeah. I've also been playing a lot of the Pokemon trading card game. On phone, the pocket version. So it started out as just like unlocking the cards with my kids, right?
Yeah.
Another game I have not spent a cent in, by the way. And so I let my kids open the cards, right? Okay, 2 packs a day, cool. Then like you start completing missions, and then they're like, oh, well, you have enough energy to open a 3rd pack. I'm like, okay. And then it's like, if you complete the training, you get 10 free packs. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll do the training. And it took me like 10 minutes. And I got 10 packs. And then they just released the expansion for Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
And so they gave you more free packs for Pokemon Day and the release of the new expansion. So I ended up getting like 10 more packs, 12 more packs this weekend. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, I wonder if this game's any fun, like actually playing the game. So I've been doing the beginner battles, and I'm like, I didn't know this game was this simple. Like, granted, I'm playing the beginner levels where it's literally teaching you the mechanics of the game, but like mechanically, I had no idea this game was this simple. I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I've been playing a little bit of that while when I'm putting my son to bed and he's kind of laying there trying to fall asleep, and I'm just like playing the beginner levels of this. So not a game I'm going to spend a lot of time or any money on, by the way. Just something to pass the time while my son doesn't fall asleep. yeah, that's kind of all I've been playing. I'm ready for something new, I think, in terms of games. I've played, I mean, between the two Fire Emblem games, I've probably played 100 hours of Fire Emblem in like 3 weeks, right? So I'm ready. I'm ready for something new, and yeah, it's gonna be Xenoblade time real soon.
Yeah.
I'm working on writing a review for both games, for Fire Emblem Heroes and Engage.
Okay.
Yeah. The Fire Emblem Heroes one will be more of like a 8th anniversary kind of overview, because I have unlocked something like there's 1207 characters that you can possibly unlock right now, and I've unlocked 500 of them.
Ooh,
maybe. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's cool. It's fun. I don't know how anybody spends money on this game, considering how much I've played for free. But also, like, the amount of stuff I've gotten for free is the stuff that people would normally get for free over the course of 8 years. So it's like, oh, well, I guess I jumped in at a decent time. So yeah, what I don't know. I kind of, I'm not burnt out on Fire Emblem. I'm excited. I'm actually like charging my DS and my 3DS to like
to go to those games.
I want to play Awakening again for sure. Just because like my main bond in Engage, it was Marth. Right? But then there's, I don't want to spoil anything in Engage for those who haven't played it in terms of story, but there is a moment in the game where Marth and some of the other emblems become unavailable to you. And so your mission, you continue your mission to find the other emblem rings, and Lucina is one of the first ones you find, and she's become my BFF. So I love Lucina, man. Lucina, I think, is my favorite Fire Emblem character, maybe, of all time.
Oh wow.
Thinking of Byleth and Edelgard, and some of these others from past games, Corrin and Robin, and Ike from the GameCube game, and Micaiah from the Wii game. And it's kind of cool to see all of the characters that we kind of grew up with on those, well, people who played Fire Emblem back then grew up with, kind of come together. And this is kind of like the Smash moment of everyone's here but just Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Because like it even has characters from the games that didn't even make it here, right? Like there's quite a few from Genealogy of the Holy War, and the 776 game that didn't make it here. And the Game Boy Advance games, like Leaf is one of the main characters, which was the second Game Boy Advance game. I forget what it's called, but like he was the hero of the second Game Boy Advance game. And yeah, it's really cool trying to figure out which emblems match with the characters that you are using, because like as you find new party members, a lot of the time they will be accompanied by an emblem ring, and then they're like, oh yeah, use that emblem ring. But that emblem ring usually matches another character much better. And so like trying to mix and match like which characters use which emblem rings, and how to kind of like, but like if you use the emblems that don't match well, those characters kind of learn, like say, okay, so Lapis is a sword fighter character, right? When you meet her, for example. So I've been using Leaf with her, right? Because one of his main things is, he can use any kind of melee weapon, like sword, axe, or spear, right? So like just naturally playing the game, Lapis has learned how to use spears because that's one of the moves that she's inherited from him. And so now I can kind of apply different characters to different situations that maybe I wouldn't before.
Yeah.
And the emblems allow you to do that as you inherit their moves. So it's kind of neat, really. Also, you can like learn the moves by equipping those weapons to these characters, right? But like the sucky thing is like, oh well, I want this character to learn how to use an axe, but we're 25 hours into the game and they have like the lowest kind of ranking in that thing, so you would have to use like the base axe, 20 hours into the game, and it's like, well, that's not going to do anything. So I mean, you can train them, like you can go back to the Somniel, which is kind of like your base area, and go into the training arena and like only equip that axe to this character and do their training, right, and learn some of that stuff to rank it up. But you only have 3 training modules per visit to the Somniel. So like once you've trained 3 times, whether it's with the same character or 3 different characters or some combination of that, right?
That's
like you're done. Like you're done, right? Now you can build their bonds with emblems as many times as you want, as long as you have like bond fragments.
Yeah.
Which are like these little crystals that you find throughout the world. And if you're connected online, you can find them throughout the maps, right? And if you talk to characters after a battle, like, you get some from characters by talking to them, and depending on how well they did during the battle, you get more, get less, whatever. So there's that aspect of it. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. This game is like, it's what we always say with Nintendo games, right? Where like surface level, it's kind of simple, right? Like it's definitely like a rock, paper, scissors thing. And you can generally play through the entire game without doing any of the paralogs or, limited skirmishes or training missions, right?
Yes.
Relatively, I don't want to say easily, but like, the full story, you can play through the story linearly without actually really having to do much side stuff.
But the mechanics of the game is deep.
But man, when you get into the granular parts of this game, and like, oh well, I can go to the Somniel and take my steel sword, add +4 to it, and then I can like, oh man, I can add fire to this sword, and then it becomes a totally different weapon at max strength. And it's or like, the training stuff with the emblems, or it's just really, I really do love Fire Emblem Engage. It has made its way into a top 10 Switch game for me, I think.
A list that we're gonna have to make.
Yeah, very soon, Ed. Real soon.
Yeah.
Probably after Metroid or Pokemon. Maybe that'll be like the first episode we do next year. But like, we'll talk about Pokemon ZA later, but like,
yeah,
that's a Switch game. People are out there like, whoa, is this a Switch 2 game? Is this is this not coming to Switch? It's like, they very clearly announced it for Switch, and they very clearly showed the Switch version during the Pokemon Direct. Right. You know why? Because Pokemon traditionally still comes to the previous generation, even when the new generation is out, because that new generation is usually backwards compatible with the previous generation.
Yep.
But that previous generation has the install base, right? And so, I mean, that's why Sun and Moon came out on 3DS, right? And Ultra Sun and Moon after that. Granted, the Switch isn't backwards compatible with those, but the install base, right, for the 3DS was like, 70, theoretically like 60 or 70 million at that point, right? I'm trying to take away people who probably bought 2 or 3 of them, right? Like us. But do you still have that Pokemon one, by the way?
Yeah, I still do.
Man,
I need to charge it though.
Yeah. I'm charging my stuff. My daughter has become extremely interested in retro, like my retro game collection or
Yeah.
lack thereof, and like I think I'm gonna start like, especially like the handheld stuff. So I think so. I have two regular DSs or three regular DSs. I have a
Mhm.
Lite and a DSi and a DSi XL. So I'm gonna keep the one for me, and then I think I'm gonna give her the Lite. And I'm gonna try to find some DS games. Like I know she really wants to try to play that Princess Peach game, and she loves Mario Kart DS, and uh, I'm gonna try to find some simple games for her. But then my son has found the the 2DS, the door stopper,
Uh-oh.
the doorstop one,
Uh-huh.
and so he like I tried to like the 3DS games I have are not for him, right? I think the simplest one I have I thought was like this Ninja Turtles game. I don't never bought. I just inherited it from somewhere,
Yeah.
and it was not for him. So I bought. See, he loves Yoshi's Crafted World. Like he loves Yoshi's Crafted World. So I went on eBay, and it was a little bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be. But
Mhm.
I mean, I was like, oh well, it's a Nintendo game, so of course it is. But I went on there and bought Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World
Okay.
for him to play. Because he loves that game a lot. So
Yeah, I think all the Targets and stuff. I think all the 3DS stuff games are gone. Cause
yeah,
I remember they still had them.
hmm
Even when the Switch was like out like 4 years after it was out. I'm like, dang,
yeah.
this still got.
I'm trying to curate a new physical collection of 3DS games, and let me tell you, it is a lot harder than I expected. Like I knew like 3DS and DS games were hard to
Mhm.
find, right? Like or getting expensive, but like man, it's a lot harder than I expected, or a lot more expensive than I expected. Fine, I should preface it. Finding the games on eBay or Macari, not hard to find the games, right?
Right.
It's the condition you want at the price that you're willing to pay for it. That's like, man.
I kind of want to do like a garage sale, kind of not drive by, but a kind
hmm
of like shopping spree in a sense,
Yeah.
and just see what if they do offer video games. Where is the place to go? Like, what neighborhood is there to go? For it, because I'm like, I see all of these signs, and I know they get rid of a lot of baby clothes and a lot of older clothes and appliances and stuff like that. But I'm just like, who has the gaming stuff
hmm
that's out there?
Yeah. Where's all the gaming stuff gone? Like, where? Like, I feel like even like 5, 6 years ago, right?
Uh
Like
huh.
before COVID, uh, I feel like that time, like every garage sale you went to, they had like a table, even if it was like bad games, like they would have like a stack of PS2 games or
Yeah.
PS1 games or even N64 cartridges or Super Nintendo cartridges. Like you don't see any of that stuff anymore.
No.
And I'm like, where is this stuff? Like, like where are
I
the
just
where are the old parents throwing away their kids' stuff?
right.
Um, I don't know, man. It's getting harder and harder, but with Switch 2 coming out, I'm also going to prep my launch Switch um, for one of my kids to play or both of them or whatever, because, it's my launch one and it's dying. I thought about getting them Switch Lights, to be honest, but like also buying more Switch games, like doubling up on physical Switch games for them because I don't want to connect it to the store, and then
Yeah.
they'll get on Mario Kart to play and they'll be like, where are the rest of the tracks? And I'm like, oh yeah, because some of that's DLC. Even though like you can import a version of Mario Kart that has all the DLC on it, but it's like $80. I don't really
Oh.
feel like paying that. But it's like, man. And then like if you bought both of them a Switch Lite, and both like Mario Kart, like that's that's like $600 that I don't really feel like spending.
At this time.
Well, look, I don't know if you know this, Ed, but there's another Nintendo console coming out this year that, and you know, that and a couple games and a Pro controller are probably going to cost about $600.
Outside of the Destiny stuff, statues and things like that.
Oh, I only need one more Destiny statue.
Okay.
By the way, I'm waiting for that crow statue to go on sale because the Mara one, the $130 one, some random,
is that the one that you got?
Mm-hmm. Some random week, one random weekend, it was $53. I'm like, that's like 60% off. I'm bye.
I
didn't even look to see if it was like a used one or anything. I was like, bye. Purchase.
It's like, well, it's gonna get taken out of the box anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it did. And the box, I put it in the garbage out in the garage, and the box is still sitting out there, even though our garbage has been taken to the compactor like 6 times since then. Like, why is this box still sitting here? Yeah. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent. We still talking about what we've been playing.
No, what you've been playing. I haven't said anything.
I know you haven't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, for me, everybody, I beat Guns of Furry. I'm going to kind of write a review for it. It won't be too long. This is the game that mixes Metal Slug and a Metroidvania style game. More of the Metroid side than the Vania side. Most of the Vania side is pretty much getting sometimes like money to buy stuff. Pretty much that's it. I mean, with some special things here and there for attacks. Oh goodness, how do I put this? I will say, I think it should have been a game for only $10. I don't like the map of this game at all. Because it doesn't tell you where you're at on the map and stuff. Meaning like what zone you are in. There's no distinction of when a zone ends and when a zone begins. Like I wish stuff was color coded. Kind of like Metroid's is, and I think a little bit of Castlevania's is also. Because there's just some things you would get lost in, confused by. And so I beat the game. I got the ending. There is 2 endings to this game. So I did the good ending. There is a bad ending. But yeah, it's a okay blend Metroidvania game. Do you need it on your Switch? If you could get it on a real cheap, good sale, I would say yes. Other than that, other than that, I think it's a pass. I don't think it's a good game. I mean, it's a good game. It's an okay game, but I think you would definitely be wasting your time trying to get through some things because there's a lot of stuff that is necessary for the game, and you don't get it to almost when the game is over, and it kind of doesn't tell you where you need to go to get the stuff. So, yeah, wait for the review for that, everybody. I'm going to be writing that one up. I will say Blade Chimera is definitely one that you should have for Metrovania, and Guns of Furry, you could wait for a deep discount for it. But and I'll talk about my pickups in our next section. But I am playing, still playing Cuisinaire on Xbox, but really been digging into Avowed on Series X.
Nice.
I just finished the first area, and everything, and I'm learning more about the game. So, I am a fighter named Edicus, and I am using this big hammer, a great hammer. What I learned in the game is, and it teaches you a little bit, but if you find a lot of stuff, you could break it down to get the materials that is necessary for you to upgrade certain weapons, and your armor. So, uh, once you get like you upgrade your armor 3 times, it goes to the next level. So it's like, I think common, fine, excellent, and I think legend is like the last one. There's some armor and weapons that you could find that have additional abilities, so you could also upgrade those. You do, every time you level up, you do get points. So for me, I'm putting a lot of points into my stamina. So, because my axe takes a lot of stamina when I swing it. It's a little bit slow, but it hits hard. So I'm trying to get that up. Also, I'm trying to get my attack and my energy up. I kind of want to. I'm kind of making sure that I get the attack speed up also, so that I could try to swing my attacks a little bit faster with it. There's a lot of side quests. It's kind of weird that the main quest that I did wasn't that long. I died a lot of times here and there because I was still learning the game and I needed better armor and stuff. So I worked to do that. But I'm like, oh, okay, it's like kind of almost about 2 or 3 main quests in the first area, and then you can move on and you can make your decisions about things and stuff. You do meet additional characters who will help you out, um, and fight with you in battle, which is really cool. I'm just getting to the second area, so I'm kind of like in a poison kind of land, and we're trying to figure out why the crops in there are rotting and being damaged and stuff, and is there a way that we could fix it? So I've been putting a lot of time into Avowed. Once again, I think it has Game of the Year nomination written across a board for it. This is a good thing for Microsoft because this is what they need. I'm excited. It makes me excited to see what South by Midnight has in store once that game comes out. Great soundtrack. It's a little bit funny and you're making decisions. There is a voice that is talking to you in this kind of weird, kind of weirdo things. And I'm kind of just like, yeah, I don't really trust the voice because I'm being pleasant to the voice, but I really don't trust it because I always feel like I'm going to trust his voice, do what it says, get to the end of the game, and then it's going to turn its back on me and ruin me. And so I'm just like, um. I did install the Bioshock collection, and because after, like I said, after having to talk with me, having to talk with Austin, and I think I'm gonna try Bioshock Infinite again. I think I'm gonna put it on easy this time, because I did have it on normal, and that final fight was just super unfair. So I think if I put it on easy, I'll just do what I try to play the game and get back to where I was at, and then finish the game. It only has one ending, and I've seen the ending before. I just want them to say that, hey, I beat this game, even though I beat it on normal, on easy. I did finish this game. So, yeah, but other than that, that's all I have been playing and working on. Monster Hunter WoW is on the back burner. I haven't picked it up, and Assassin's Creed Shadows is also going to be on the back burner. Like I said, I'm getting ready for PAX. It's going to kind of take some of that money away for those games. I still am playing it on getting Xenoblade Chronicles X. But that might be the only game that I get this month in March. I think once I get back from PAX, then I'm going to pick up Assassin's Creed Shadows and Monster Hunter Wilds. With it. South by midnight, I'm probably going to use some money to get that game also. But that'll be my only April game for it. And then yeah, it's doing all the other stuff. So
yeah, it's this month, man. This whole I don't know, man. I've pretty much tried to eliminate a lot of choice for me. I literally have like scheduled out what I'm going to buy and play.
yeah.
But like at this point in my life, I kind of have to like, to put some time aside for me to play what I want to play. And so, yeah, I don't know. Anything that's not on Nintendo at this point right now is kind of on the back burner. Mostly because I'm kind of counting on a lot of these games to come over to Switch 2 at some point.
Yeah.
And I would rather play things there since this is the platform we're covering, and or unless it's on Game Pass, right? Because like, most of those games are coming to Game Pass at some point. So, yeah, I haven't tried Avowed yet, though. I don't know if I really want to. I'm not a big I'm that type of game that they are making. It is not my type of game, right? Like the first person kind of Skyrim, Elder Scrolls-esque type of game, which I know this isn't that, right? But like, just that kind of, I don't know. And I know you can play the game in third person, so maybe I'll try it that way. But usually those types of games in third person don't feel right.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like I accidentally hit it, and the thing about it is that if you're in a fight and you switch to third person, you can't switch back, or it's not reading my.
They probably just don't want you to mess up the combat, right? It's probably just like they don't want you to hit something and switch perspectives to mess up your combat, right? So
yeah, so it's. I like I said, I am enjoying it. I think it's so much better than Skyrim on a whole nother level. I mean, the combat, it takes a while to get used to, but like once you level up in your armor and you get stronger and you make the decisions, it becomes way easier. And what's cool is that it'll show you, like, if you add a mission and it shows you like 3 skeletons, it's letting you know that if you go and do this mission, it's going to be hard. So if you want the skeletons to go down and then have the empty sword or have that part disappear, we advise you to go do some stuff or go hunting, or and try to level yourself up and level your equipment up, so that when you are ready to tackle this mission, whether you overpower you're equal or overpowered, you'll be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's so cool on how they broke it down that way.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's a great looking game, and I'm sure that it's that type of game, so it probably plays really well. Because like I played the Outer Worlds for probably like 10 or 15 hours when it came out, and it was fine. It was good. But like mechanically, it was pretty solid. So I imagine this probably feels better than that. But like I said, this is like, I love Obsidian. I love Knights of the Old Republic 2. I love the South Park game they made. But like stuff like this is like, I don't know, man. Not for me.
Yeah, I put some time into it, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we do got some show and tell. I'm going to go first, Corey.
Show and tell.
Yeah. I have Bakaru. This is the game that came digitally to Nintendo Switch, which is a funny thing. It came to the Japanese Nintendo Switch, and then a couple of months later, it got localized, and then came to the American Nintendo Switch. It was only digital copies, but because of the sales were good, Goodfield and Spike Chunsoft made a physical copy. So I have it from Best Buy, which is funny because my physical copy got delayed the day that the game came out. So everybody had their copies from different places, but Best Buy's was delayed for like about 4 days. So and I had ordered it since last year. So I'm glad to play the official game. The game is available. They got a demo on it. So if you want to try it out and get an idea of it, you can. But I'm excited to play the full game. And then I got finally my Cruisenaire for Nintendo Switch. This is the day one edition. I don't know why it's day one when they this version came out later. Since it's only digital. I got a bag from XC. This is the soundtrack CD for it. This is the physical game for it. And then this is 180 art book for it and everything. So
nice.
I'm super excited to play it on Switch. Yes, I am playing it on Xbox, but like I said, I actually played this at PAX West at Players' booth and fell in love with it. I didn't know that it was a PC game first, but I fell in love with it, and I was just like, yeah, this is up my alley. I remember seeing it in the Nintendo Direct. And I kind of got to talk to a little bit of the representatives about it, and they said, yeah, we're bringing it to the consoles, and people said, they told me that people response to it is very excited that it's coming to Nintendo Switch. They didn't have plans for a physical, but they were able to make it happen. This is Marvelous. So Marvelous and XC was able to make it happen. By Battle Brew. Battle Brew is the developers for it. So yeah, if people want to order it, you can order from Marvelous website, or you can. I got my copy from Best Buy, so if you want to get the physical version of this game, you can get it from Best Buy, and that's pretty much all my show and tell for right now.
Nice. So I have a bunch of stuff, Ed, because some of it I got last week, and I did show it on the show last week, but I'm going to show you because you're here. Because you were not here last week. Hold on.
Yes.
So I did get the Fire Emblem Awakening art book.
Nice. Oh, that looks so good. I love that cover.
Dude, it's so good. So I got that. The art inside is really great. It also has like this weird statistical table inside. It's like, I was not expecting that in an art book, but regardless, I also got 2 Fire Emblem amiibo. I got Tiki and I got Crom. So I have those. Obviously, I got some 3DS games naturally. So Fire Emblem Fates Conquest I showed last week. Fire Emblem Warriors for 3DS. Which, by the way, I forgot about the new Nintendo 3DS. Like, oh my gosh, man. And then this week I got Triforce Heroes for
nice,
because I've never played it or owned it. So, and then this week for Switch, I was like, man, I haven't bought a Switch game in a while. I bought the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered physically.
Nice.
Because it said on the description, does not require a download to play. And I get it here, and on the front of the box it says download required. 10 gigs of download required, to be exact.
Wow.
So that was kind of a wasted purchase, but I don't know. I am excited for the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remaster that possibly will be announced by the time this episode comes out. And you know, I mean, we can talk about that a little bit later, but
Right.
I don't know if it's going to come to Switch or Switch 2 yet. So that'd be a cool game to show off at the Switch 2 reveal, Tony Hawk.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's it. Will hopefully have a couple more surprises next week. Yeah. My new here's a little hint. My mission right now is to. So I have all the Xenoblade games physically, right?
Yes.
Which I'm quite excited about, except for Definitive Edition, which I will have when it comes out. My new mission, and this is going to be an expensive mission now, Ed, is to get every Zelda game physically complete in box.
Ooh.
And every Fire Emblem game, US Fire Emblem game, complete in box. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, the GameCube one's gonna be hard. GameCube and maybe the Wii one. The DS.
The Game Boy Advance ones are actually the hardest ones to find in a because a lot of the ones on eBay are not authentic versions, we'll say. And so yeah, it's kind of cool though, because like the GameCube one has actually come down in price quite a bit. Probably because those rumored remasters have been floating around of them.
Yeah.
Of the GameCube and Wii game.
Mm-hmm.
Which at this point I think I might want more than the Fates remake or remaster that's been floating around. Mostly because I have really kind of reconnected with those characters through Engage, and I'm like, man, I would really like to play the games that these characters are in right now. But then I started watching gameplay of Radiant Dawn. Man, I get confused on which one is which all the time. Whatever the GameCube one is, I was watching some gameplay and I'm like, man, I forgot how like very basic these animations and this game looks. Because like it's so funny because like the attack patterns, like just in that first sequence I was watching, like the characters like walk up to each other. You know,
yeah,
like, it still has like the paths that you see on like the games now, right? Where like the little blue arrow shows where your character's going, and the red is the danger area, and then blue is the path or all the little squares that you can possibly walk to. And so like you just see the training character walk up to Ike, like this very generic, like fast, almost airwalky type walk.
mm-hmm.
Stops. You see this animation of him pull out a weapon out of nowhere and just swing it at Ike, and then then he just stands there like straight. And I'm like, oh man, this is a 2000s RPG if I've ever seen one. No idle animations, no like breathing animations, no like scratching the back of his head or anything. I'm just gonna stand there with my arms at my side and not move. And then you see Ike like stand there, obviously doesn't move either, pulls out this massive sword out of nowhere because it's not on the character model at all. See him swing it, and then when the numbers pop up to say how much damage they did, like the sword just disappears. Like he doesn't even do an animation like he's putting it away, trying to pretend to put it away. I'm just like, oh man. But then I watched a little bit of the Wii version, like that opening scene where Micaiah is kind of hiding in the castle walls, like, and the guards are like kind of looking for her. And I'm like, man, the animation in this game is so much better than the GameCube version. I'm actually quite shocked the Wii version doesn't get as much love as the GameCube game. But that's a conversation for a different day, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like we're talking a lot.
Well, everybody, it's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away.
Yeah, there's there's a lot to talk about, but I don't feel like we're gonna have a lot of conversations around all this. Obviously the Pokemon Presents happened this weekend.
Yes.
So we'll talk a lot about that. So our first story, we'll talk about Pokemon Legends ZA since that's the most relevant kind of Switch news. And then we'll get into the other some of the other things, not everything, because to be honest, I don't care. The recent Pokemon Presents revealed new footage and details about Pokemon Legends ZA, confirming a late 2025 release. Set in Lumio City, the game will lean into its gold and silver roots with starters including Chikorita, Tapeg, and Totodile. ZA will feature wild zones for real-time Pokemon catching, parkour mechanics for smoother exploration, and evolved battles where Pokemon can dodge attacks and use moves with different ranges and effects in real time, feeling more like an action RPG. Mega Evolutions are also making a long-awaited comeback after nearly 7 years. They will require a Keystone and Strong Trainer Pokemon bond to activate for specific Pokemon. While the showcase only displayed footage for the current Switch, many fans are speculating about a possible Switch 2 port. And one of the most anticipated games, Pokemon games, Legends ZA, is shaping up to be an exciting addition to the series. Ed?
Yes.
This game looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
It makes me kind of want to play Legends Arceus at some point before this comes out, even if it's just a little bit of it. I'm going to tell you now, it's not getting a Switch 2 port. The Switch version will be playable on Switch 2, and that's your Switch 2 port. Yeah. It's going to rely on whatever NVIDIA technology the Switch 2 is relying on for like AI upscaling or frame generation or whatever. But like whatever that does is all you're getting.
Game Freak is too busy because they're still working on their own game. So for them, I think it just makes sense to, because I'm assuming that ZA is going to be 2 separate games, like Pokemon Legends Z and then Pokemon Legends A. I think.
No, well, Arceus was only one game. I think ZA is going to be one.
You think ZA is going to be one? Okay, so if they make it one, then fine. I think the late 2025. I'm still assuming it's going to be November because that's where I think most of the Pokemon games.
Because that's when every Pokemon game comes out.
Right. So
they probably don't have like a mainline release for this year, right? So
right. And knowing them, they're probably working on the mainline one for Switch 2 for next year.
Yep.
If that's the case.
It would be great if we got a Let's Go for Gold and Silver.
I could see that happening.
Before we get the next mainline game, just for them to learn the hardware and figure it out first.
Which I think probably in October we'll get another Pokemon Direct for like breakdowns and updates about this game and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it looks good. Shout out to Ken Hawkins. He was posting about Totodile
Shocker.
in the game.
Cam's excited for Pokemon.
Well, no, because this is my thing, and I kind of laughed because I'm just like, dang, Cam did it again. First, Sora came to Smash. Now Totodile is a starter, and he just made this prediction. He made a hope that it would happen, and it happened that he came to be a starter. Of course, I'm grass type, so Chikorita is going to be my choice in this game. So I'm super excited. I do love the 3D movement that you can move around while they're fighting, and be able to dodge attacks and make choices after that. I think that's really, really cool. I don't know if we're going to have new Pokemon in the game, but we probably will. But I'm excited to see what they got going on. And then, with Scarlet and Violet, when you put them in your Pokemon bank, I believe you could like put them in your game too and stuff.
Yes, a select.
So
It's a selection of Pokemon.
which I this is it's a very interesting thing. And I don't know if Nintendo themselves been doing it, but to see how the Pokemon Company is using Switch and the mobile, because like Pokemon Champions is going to be using mobile and the Switch,
Yeah.
and you guys could battle, cross play that way. And I'm just like, I wonder if they're going to be incorporating more of that
Mm-hmm.
in their games for Switch 2
Yeah, I wonder
or
because
future
like
games.
Pokemon Unite is that way too, right? It's mobile
Hmm.
game and the Switch game are crossplay, right? So and cross progression. Um, yeah, I'm wondering if Pokemon's really going to try to figure that out. Um, but yeah, I think it's really smart because they're using Pokemon Home also now, right? In these
Yeah.
games, which is like the Pokemon storage, kind of like Bill's PC back in the day. It's my only reference for storing Pokemon. It stopped after that. Uh, but essentially, like you can transfer. It's a way for people to transfer their favorite Pokemon from older games into the new versions, right? So, I think at one point there was a way to transfer even your original Game Boy Pokemon, like through some weird workaround, all the way up through now, which would be crazy to see. I wonder if my battery still works in my Pokemon Red, and if my
Uh-huh.
my level 99 Charizard are still hanging out in there, and if I could figure out how to get him moved forward. It's 40-year-old Charizard. Uh, doubtful, but yeah, I don't know. ZA looks cool. I might check it out since like I think the thing is like this is a smaller Pokemon experience, right, than the
Yeah.
kind of mainline ones, and it might serve as a good entry point for a lot of people who may be intimidated by, I don't know, 1,200 Pokemon. So yeah,
I'll definitely be picking it up. I'll definitely be buying it.
yeah, I will too. Um, let's get into the Pokemon trading card game, Ed. Pokemon Presents revealed exciting updates for Pokemon TCG Pocket, including the Triumphant Light expansion, which is out now, which features Arceus EX, which is the kind of foil, weird, cool looking cards that you can get in there.
Yeah.
Players can also obtain special booster packs with high rarity cards during a limited time Pokemon Day event running until April 30th. Additionally, ranked matches are officially coming to the game at the end of March, so you can look forward to that. I mean, it's not a surprise that this game is going to continue to be supported for a while, right? I mean,
Yeah.
There are some weird niche trading card games out there that are really popular, so why wouldn't something like Pokemon be popular?
And plus it's making money too. So
Oh yeah. Plus like as we're opening these cards, right? My kids and I'm like, they're literally using designs from the original card game on some of these, and I'm like, okay, so like they're literally probably just printing money out of this, right? Because like the mechanics of the game really haven't changed, and the cards, they're using cards that already exist, right? They're not like making new cards for this. So
right.
like,
And plus they were doing PC, like a PC version of the TGC game.
yeah,
Um
this game has to be incredibly cheap to run and develop, like relative to other games, right? Like,
oh heck yeah.
I'm sure the team that's working on this worked very hard, but I'm sure it's small, and I'm sure this game was relatively cheap for them to develop.
Shoot, probably I would probably say maybe 25 million or less.
That's probably less than that. So yeah, these new cards are Sure, they come in a yellow pack instead of a blue, pink, or green pack, or purple. So, I don't know. I don't know who half the every single I know one out of every 5 Pokemon out of the cards that we open. Also, if I get another Slowpoke, Ed, I'm gonna cry.
Yes.
I probably had 20 Slowpokes.
Slowpoke.
Still hunting a Charizard though. Dang. Anybody out there? If you have a Charizard, you want to give me?
You need your boy.
Yeah. I'm not spending money to get it, but if you want to trade me, I'll give you 11 Slowpokes for it. All right. Let's talk about Pokemon Champions, which might be the most interesting thing they announced at the Pokemon Presents. Pokemon Champions is a new battle-focused game resembling a mobile version of Pokemon Stadium, developed by the Pokemon Works with planning by Game Freak. The game will be available on both Nintendo Switch and mobile devices, featuring Pokemon Home compatibility and transferring trained Pokemon. The trailer confirmed the return of Mega Evolution and Terrestrialization, hinting at possibility of even more battle mechanics from past generations will be included. This is interesting, this game. I wonder what monetization is going to look like for this, because if it's coming to mobile, I'm assuming it's free to play or extremely cheap, especially considering the other Pokemon mobile games like Pokemon Unite, which is getting an update as well. They showed, I didn't put it in the news, but it's in the game updates later in the show. Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Sleep. There's a lot of free things out there, right? So,
I will say I did love the trailer on how they went through, the Game Boy, and then started going through everything till they got to the phone at the end and introduced it. I'm like, that was so cool. I like how they did the evolution of the games and people battling and everything. Because I'm just like, oh, this is Pokemon Stadium, but then they named it Pokemon Champions. I'm like, oh, different name.
Yeah, they probably just wanted to differentiate it from that, right? It would have been cool if they called it Pokemon Stadium 3 or something. Yes. Pokemon Stadium Next or something, but I mean, remember when the game came to GameCube, it was called Pokemon Coliseum, right? That was the GameCube version. So
yeah,
which you could put your games into the Game Boy player if you had one and transfer them that way. So
that is right.
And then Gale of Darkness DX. What a strange game that was. But
when Nintendo was trying to do their Dark Age stuff.
Oh man. Speaking of Dark Age, Ed, let's get into this other news. A new week, a new round of studio closures and layoffs. This time, Ed, Warner Brothers Games is closing 3 of its development studios: Monolith, Player First Games, and WB San Diego, while canceling many of their ongoing projects, including Monolith's Wonder Woman game. The decision is part of a, quote, broader strategic change in direction, end quote, to focus on its key franchises and achieve profitability and growth in the coming years.
In other words, Mortal Kombat is still going to be making y'all money.
What a BS marketing PR nightmare statement. Monolith is known for its work on Fear and the Middle of Earth Shadow of Mordor, with the latter being one of the most acclaimed titles from WB ever. It included that cool Nemesis system, which sad we probably won't ever see that again at this point.
I don't even think people even care about that system. I'll give my thoughts after the story.
I think it was cool for the time. It was like it's an interesting thing to think about, but like you think about Warner Brothers IP and what games that could possibly go to. I mean, the only other game I could think of would be like Batman or, Suicide Squad, right? Those would be the two games that you would point to and be like, yeah, that would work there. But like, it's not like every game system, or like if they came back out with another Mad Max game at some point, that might work there. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give my opinion after the story.
Player First Games, who was just acquired by WB Games last summer, is also closing. They developed Multiversus, but the game has struggled to maintain a player base, announcing that support will end this May. Oh, man.
And the game just came back a couple of months ago
The game just came back a couple months ago. They just purchased the studio last summer, like in August. They purchased the studio. And don't worry, Ed, it gets better. Are you ready for this? You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
WB Games San Diego is also closing down. They have never shipped a product since its founding in 2019. Mostly helping on other projects, but they did have a game in the works that was unannounced. These moves follow Warner Brothers' financial difficulties, including the failure of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and the cancellation of support for Multiversus, signaling a shift in the company's focus towards more profitable and sustainable games. They will continue to develop high-quality games in, quote, major franchises and IP, end quote, including Batman, The Wizarding World, Mortal Kombat, and DC. I don't know why they said DC and Batman. It's the same thing, but whatever. Ed, what a nightmare WB Games has become in the last 5 years.
And, well, the funny thing is, first of all, everybody wanted Microsoft to buy them. They thought Microsoft would buy WB. I'm like, that's not what to do.
Well, they're not gonna buy the studios because the IP doesn't come with them, right? Like
right.
Rocksteady, awesome. Do we get Batman? No. Oh, okay.
No, right, you only get the studios from WB.
Yeah,
you don't get their games because
the only IP you would get from them would be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
but you could do a really cool Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct.
Well, this is Microsoft, so
I know something cool like that would never happen, right?
All right. But so my thing, okay. With Monolith, I don't know what they've been doing after Shadow of Mordor 2 came out. Like, I don't
So here's what happened. They had a game in development like soon, or like right before Shadow of War came out, which was the second Mordor game.
Yeah. Okay.
They had a game in development. It was canceled in 2019, which was when Wonder Woman started development. Wonder Woman was rebooted in 2023 to be more of a single-player action game instead of a live service game that involved the Nemesis system. First of all, why does a Wonder Woman game, a Wonder Woman, one person, need to be a multiplayer live service game? How many Wonder Women are going to be in this game?
Right.
Is this a multiverse game? Like, are there?
I wouldn't even say multiverse. Is this a Wonder Woman game and you custom make your own Wonder Woman and you battle? That doesn't make sense.
That defeats the whole purpose of the character.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was kind of their thing.
The WB is trying to use the framework of Batman Arkham Asylum for most of their DC games,
which is
and
fine.
It's not
it's
fine.
I think like an Arkham style game for single player DC characters is what's I think that's what people expect, right? I mean, I think that's what's expected, which is the safe route, but also like fine.
But I think they peaked after Arkham City, like, and then it really felt like, okay, I mean, yes, Batman Origins was done by a different company. Batman, the last one that they did with Batman, was mid for some people.
It was awesome. I played it on Wii U, the whole game.
But people were just like, okay, they're doing the Call of Duty / Mega Man sequelitis with this, that you got something successful and you keep doing the same framework without trying anything different, without allowing them to bring out anything different. With Monolith, like, okay, you trademark the Nemesis system, but you as your own studio is not even using it. Your company is not even using it. This trademark thing that you made is not using it. So now that you guys are out of business, everybody's asking, what happens to the trademark? Because Monolith is not a company no more, and they were the only ones that trademarked this, unless
WB owns the trademark. I mean, that's they own the studio, they own the trademark, right? That's
but now the studio's closed.
Yeah, well,
so
I mean,
now
the trademark goes in a folder, right? I mean, so
because in reality, no other company was even thinking about using this trademark. I think people.
Nintendo does.
No, I'm talking about the Nemesis system.
Oh yeah, the Nemesis system.
Nobody was thinking about using this. Oh, Nintendo's all about their trademarks. Don't even touch them. Power World, we'll see what happens.
I didn't even include that in the news because I'm tired of talking about it.
That it is what it is. You can read up about that. And so I think what's going to end up happening, hopefully those developers are going to they'll probably find a different place. Hopefully that place doesn't close down, let people go. I really feel like they're going to end up being an indie studio, or they're going to make some indie studios be able to put out a game, and that game's going to be successful.
Yeah, and well, then a lot of just on that point, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but just on that point, like when their original IP that they pitched got canceled and they were started doing Wonder Woman, a lot of the studio left. They're doing the EA Black Panther game now. The people that left, Cliffhanger Games, I think is what they're called, and they're doing the Black Panther game for EA. A lot of the Monolith people.
Okay.
So, I mean, EA didn't buy them, but like, if Black Panther doesn't do well, that studio's shutting down too, because not only do you have to split the revenue with EA, you have to pay the Disney Marvel tax, which is, from what we saw from Spider-Man, let's just say Sony canceled that DLC because it cost too much to pay for the return on investment,
which is weird because they got the contract. They only got the contract for the movies for Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they also have the contract to do the games now, right? Like Insomniac's doing the Spider-Man games and the X-Men games now too, right? That's
Wolverine, from what I know.
No, it's Wolverine. It's like a Wolverine trilogy, an X-Men trilogy, a Spider-Man trilogy.
When did they announce this?
They didn't announce it. It was in the Insomniac leaks. Did you not read the Insomniac leaks?
No, I didn't. Yeah. I knew they had a leak, but only thing I think I heard from it was that they had gameplay or a trailer from for the Wolverine game.
Yeah, and and the footage from their canceled Spider-Man multiverse multiplayer game was also shown.
Oh, I did not see any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they signed. They are Insomniac's locked into Marvel until 2036, which
Ooh.
would be 15 years since Spider-Man 1, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're locked in. They're doing X-Men, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, and Wolverine, and probably I'm sure there's other X-Men games weaved into there. I didn't read it all because like I heard what I needed to, and I just was like, meh, whatever.
And
Wolverine's
I
still
know.
not out, and some of the stuff in that contract has already been canceled or not, moving forward. So I don't even know what to believe from that anymore. The
I
only
know.
thing that you should believe from there are the financials.
I feel like Insomniac is not the company that they used to be. Um,
I mean, I think Insomniac is exactly who they are. I think they put out. Let me back up. I think Insomniac is a good
mhm.
developer.
Oh yeah,
I don't
that
think I don't think any of their games have ever been like blow your socks off 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I know people would argue,
so Jack and
Spider-Man
Dex,
1.
Jack and Dexter was in
Jack and Daxter was
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Okay,
Uh, so
just Ratchet
like
and Clank.
the last Ratchet and Clank game, people would argue. Spider-Man, they would argue. I think the best thing they've ever done is Miles Morales, in my opinion.
I think Resistance is the best that they done.
Um, some
2 and 3.
people would argue Sunset Overdrive, which
Yeah,
I think is a
really good.
really good game, but like, it's not a 10 out of 10 game either, right? Like
Right.
I think they put out a lot of great games that people enjoy at a consistent pace, and that's all you can ask from them. And I think whatever they put out that has the name Marvel on it or it will sell.
I feel like with Ted Price being gone, and with the comment that I made about them, I think it's pretty much their. I guess their their comedy, their designs, something about them when their games came out, there feels like there was a freshness there, and because of the success of Spider-Man, um it feels like, okay, you guys are you're losing your independence and turning into.
Well, they're not independent; they're owned by Sony, so they have to do what
Well,
Sony tells
that's
them
what I
to
said.
do.
That's what I've said. They lost their independent spirit. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
no, I know what
when
you
they
mean.
were making all of their games and stuff. You could tell the difference from the stuff they was doing and how they felt before Sony brought them, and then you feel it now. It's just like, okay, so now you guys are known as the Marvel Studios
Mm-hmm.
now. You making all of these games, and they're betting big on you because they're not going to complain about how much money that you spent on making a game, because they expect you to make that game that money back. And
Mm-hmm.
because you have a great track record, they could give you a $900 million budget because they know they can make that back. But, and that was just hypothetical, everybody.
I mean,
It feels
it's not that
it
far
feels
off. Spider-Man cost $320 million to make, and they barely made that money back already, right? So,
right. And it literally feels just like we're making these big games, but we're making business games. We're not making our creative stuff, our creative games that we used to make back in the day. And we know that the market has changed. So we expect that with people who love us as a company and our fans and people who own a PlayStation will help us get that money back. But it doesn't seem to be that way. Like, and like, we don't want to see Insomniac close. Like, if it comes to anything that would have to stay open for Sony, it would be Naughty Dog, Insomniac, and Sucker
Sucker
Punch.
Punch, yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be those three because those investments have been great in the returns, especially Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog being kind of number one. Everybody else, like the people,
I mean,
Polygraph,
I would, I
or
would, I would, I would argue that Santa Monica and
oh yeah, Santa Monica too. Yeah,
Gorilla, right? I mean,
Gorilla. Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
I think Horizon personally. I think Horizon is the best thing that Sony makes, and I know I'm in the minority of that.
Mhm.
I know people like to pick on Horizon for some reason on the internet, but the franchise with 2 games has sold almost 50 million units. So I mean, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was bundled in with PlayStation 5 for a while, but like that's what 3 million units maybe. So
Yeah, and I think with Sony going, putting their games on PC, that helps their market. The PC helps the Sony market, because not all the PlayStation console games are going to sell well. Where the PC market, like Death Stranding, is a good example. Actually, Death Stranding and
Days Gone.
um Days Gone. When people didn't understand it and was mocking those games on PlayStation 4, the mugs hit PC and saw the good numbers, and the Sony fan base, some of them were confused on why are y'all playing these games, and they were just like, it's on our systems and they play great. And then when Death Stranding went to Microsoft, because of 505 games,
Yeah.
it's not a Microsoft thing, and no knock against Microsoft, but I think people had already got their full of Death Stranding
Yeah.
at that time. So, and plus it was a game that just came out of nowhere. So it's one of those a little bit too little, too late kind of things.
Yeah. On that point, I think so. I think Sony is slowly moving the same way as Microsoft, right? Of like they're exploring the best multi-platform strategy for them
Mm-hmm.
because I do think they anticipate the console market, either becoming stagnant or growing at a single percentage rate. And that's why you're seeing games pop up on PC. I think that's why you're going to see more PlayStation games on Switch eventually. On Switch 2 specifically, like PS4 games on Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to make money, and these games are already done, right? Like I know the big rumor this year right now is the God of War Greek collection for its 20th anniversary. I've also heard that it might just be the first game, and I'm like, bro. No, I'm like, you gotta do them all, right? I mean, I know 3 is already like remastered for PS4, right? I think if you just put 1, 2, Ascension, and the PSP games on the PS4 in a collection, right, that would be serviceable enough. I mean, that's 5 games plus like 3 has already been out for a long time.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine. I don't know how they're going to handle these games though. Like, are they just going to be up-res PS2 games, right? Because at that point, like, why bother? Just put them on your PS2 emulator on your PS5, right, and sell them for $20 a piece or whatever they are.
I think they're gonna remaster them, like kind of make them HD and stuff.
Yeah,
and
which is
add
fine.
more detail and stuff.
Yeah, but they already have those. It's the PS3 versions of those games.
I think they're gonna try to do it with PlayStation 5. Do it like a lock 60 frames per second, or what they come with a number frame rate, or 120 frame unlocked frame rate, unnumbered. They probably gonna do that. Probably gonna have more details in the character designs and stuff. faster controls. They're probably going to fix some of the issues that the original first game had. Like I think they're going to go in and rework a lot of that stuff for it.
What I think would be cool is if they like made all the games look like the PS or the look like God of War 3 if they went in and like updated all the graphics. So they would like everything up through Ascension would match look wise, right? Like I think that would be where, because like it doesn't need to look like the PS4 games, right? Like the new ones.
Right.
It just needs to match the quality of God of War 3 remastered.
And
I think that would be awesome. I because like God of War 2 and 3 are like top 20 games of all time.
I do love 2. I think 2. There's something about 3 I cannot get. I gotta sit down and play 3 all the way through. But 2, I think I enjoyed it because of the different weapons in that game. I think that the challenge was better, the level design was better. Like something about 2 was way better than 1.
For it.
Yeah. So
the and I'm even an Ascension defender. I really liked Ascension's campaign. It's not the best one,
right?
I think in terms of overall quality, I think 3 is probably the best one. But at any rate, I think Sony and Insomniac are in an interesting place, and I think wrapping this all back around to WB, which is where we were at.
Yeah.
Insomniac is trapped in this IP, like they don't own the IP, right? That's where they're at now. And I think Sony is trying to get out of the IP business or licensed IP business, I should say.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers has the advantage of owning the IP that they make games of, like Batman and Harry Potter, right? WB owns DC Comics. WB has the Wizarding World something or other, right? Like they own these, and they own Mortal Kombat. Like these games will be, Warner Brothers needs new leadership to go in there and just, with the studios they have left that are, all relatively great in a way, right? Like they have Avalanche. What are they working on now? Avalanche is clearly working on a Hogwarts Legacy sequel or Fallout or whatever. Rocksteady is doing a Batman game. WB Montreal just put out that VR Batman game with camouflage, right? Like they did that, and then they also put out something else relatively recently that I don't remember what it was. TT Games, which does the Lego games, right? Like they are still chugging along. And then who else do they have? NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat, and we're probably going to get an Injustice 3 at some point soon, right? Like they got to get away from Mortal Kombat at this point for now. They got to let 1 rest, right? And then come back with a DC game, with an Injustice game.
Well, yeah. I really wonder would NetherRealm even try to do a new IP that's not a fighting game.
I mean, Ed Boon has been on record saying he would like to get away from a fighting game, but dude, WB is not going to let them make a new thing.
Mm-mm.
Plus, they don't have the staff for that. They have a staff that is special. Like, when you get into genres like fighting games, right? Like, you have to that staff is somewhat specialized at that point. It's like first person shooters, right? You have the staff that, most of the staff, especially who are involved in the mechanics side of things, they specialize in those things, right? Like you're not going to go work at a studio to make a first person shooter and then turn around and make an action RPG like Guerrilla did, right? Like, I mean, remember when Guerrilla started teasing Horizon? Like we learned that a lot of those developers left or shifted. The gameplay people left and worked somewhere else, and they hired up for
Yeah,
an action RPG because they weren't making
yeah,
Killzone
because
anymore.
right, Killzone Shadows was like the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, and and I think that's why they went quiet. Once they went quiet, and they showcased Horizon, it was just like, oh, this is a change for them. Oh, this is a Guerrilla's game, because Horizon is, I think, their second IP, I believe.
Third.
What was what Killzone and what
They're
else? The Guerrilla games.
Hold on.
Cause SOCOM.
Oh my gosh, I can't
SOCOM.
type. Zipper. They're
Zipper. But I think Zipper's closed.
They did. Yeah, they closed. Let's see. Guerrilla Games. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. All right. So Guerrilla's games they developed were so before they became Guerrilla, they were known as Lost Boys. They were known as Lost Boys Games, and they did Dizzy's Candy Quest, Rhino Rumble, Black Belt Challenge, and Invader, and those were all Game Boy games. And then the game they did before Killzone was called Shell Shock Nom 67. And then
but then they were bought by Sony, right?
They developed Killzone 1, and while they were developing Killzone Liberation, which was the PSP game, they were purchased by Sony.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Killzone 2 came out in 2009 for PS3, Killzone 3 for PS3 in 2011. And then good. That's when they started kicking, like, some of the art leaked for Horizon, which showed like concept art of like a red-haired girl fighting robots, right? And that in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's Horizon. So right now they're working on an quote unnamed Horizon single player project and an unnamed Horizon online project.
So, oh goodness, I don't know. This is gonna be expansion pass.
Yeah, let's save it. Let's save this discussion for an expansion pass, because it's we're getting way away from the Nintendo news at this point.
Okay, yeah, because what I have to say is Nintendo related, but let's move on to the news, Corey.
All right.
To all those developers, hopefully you guys do land on your feet.
Yeah.
And you continue to make the game, and you start, or if you get indie, hopefully we'll see your game sometimes in the future.
Yeah. All right, Ed. Our last story here. NSO. An NSO game is being delisted for the first time. Nintendo announced that Super Famicom game Super Formation Soccer, just known as Super Soccer in the West, will be removed from Nintendo Switch Online in Japan on March 28th, though no reason was provided. The game was originally developed by Human Entertainment in 1991 and became part of Spike Chunsoft's catalog after Human Entertainment's financial struggles. While it's unclear if Super Soccer will be removed from other regions, the delisting raises concerns about future third-party titles on the service. Somebody brought up Ninja Gaiden. There's a few on there, which is, I mean, it's a subscription service with third-party support on there. This could be as simple as like Nintendo lost the, they just didn't re-up their licensing with this game, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, that could be it, right? And then in terms of like something like Ninja Gaiden, The only reason why I could see that being pulled off of NSO is if they release some sort of remastered collection like the Castlevania games, right? Like that, which would be cool if they re-released the original trilogy in some capacity, right?
So,
in a collection, but
well, this is the problem. Is that they already did the remaster for the Ninja Gaiden games on Super Nintendo. But
okay,
I think
30 years ago, that doesn't count right now.
hold on 1 second. But they did a terrible job of that game because the only thing that they remastered on the Super Nintendo games was the music and not the games itself. And the fact that if you listen to the NES version and then you listen to the Super Nintendo version sounds horrible because of how clean it is. And it's just like, ooh, this thing is not good. It's not balanced. There's something about it that makes the game off. But it really just felt like it was just the Nintendo games ported to Super Nintendo with a cleaner soundtrack. I won't say better, cleaner soundtrack.
Yeah. I'm this stuff happens. It's a third-party game. It's a super soccer. Like, I don't really care either way, but like, this is a service that you sign up for and it's a subscription. You didn't buy the game, so like there's probably 200 other games you could play on there. If you need to play some sort of 16-bit soccer, then I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the game is fun and it's great and people like it, but like at the end of the day, man, there are 800 other soccer games out there. Go find one. Of course.
And probably nobody was even playing this when the game came out here in America, so.
Yeah. Man, my internet keeps like cutting out. Zencaster is not agreeing with my internet tonight. It's fine. That's it for news stories. Let's get into the wrap up here. Just these smaller news stories that are worth mentioning. Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition, Ed, was removed from the Nintendo Switch eShop temporarily, but it's back with some minor yeah. After some minor updates to the product page, and now at a permanently reduced price of $39.99. So here's my thought, right? Nintendo published this game on the Switch because it has that 3DS version in it, the 2D game. You can play the entire game in 2D, right? So
yes.
Nintendo published this game originally. Square Enix is now the publisher of this game. If you go look on the eShop. You know what other games were also published by Nintendo that left the eShop?
Octopath Traveler.
Octopath Traveler 1 and 2. You know what else is going to happen? Bravely Default 2 is going to happen soon. Harvestella is going to happen soon. Deafield Chronicles is going to happen soon. Tactics Ogre Reborn is going to happen soon.
Oh, the Deafield Chronicles is a weird one.
It's still still Nintendo. For some reason, Nintendo publishes Square games on their platform.
And Square does the PlayStation and Xbox versions when they originally come out.
Yeah,
that's very weird. I thought, but Nintendo is Nintendo name on it?
It's on Dragon Quest XI. The physical copy, it says Nintendo on it.
On the front.
Yeah. I mean, it has Square Enix and Nintendo, but yeah. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird?
Because I thought Harvestella was just only Square Enix and not Nintendo.
I think Nintendo has some sort of publishing deal with a lot of Square games that come to Switch.
That they help publish it here in America.
Maybe Harvestella and something like Tactics Ogre.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. But I do know that Nintendo did publish Octopath. They published this. They published Bravely Default, and they published Triangle Strategy.
Right, because when they came out for Xbox and PlayStation, Square did those publishings because they came out at a later time.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because I know when Octopath Traveler 2 came out, it was Nintendo and Sony. But I'm assuming Nintendo probably had the contract to do their own, and Square Enix just had to do PlayStation's.
Right. Well, Nintendo also had that exclusive content all to themselves for a while, right? That's why they published it on Switch, because they had that exclusive content. And I'm not just talking about the 3DS version. I'm talking about those extra character missions and quests, those extra character quests, because those character quests aren't in the standard version.
Okay.
So,
very interesting.
Yeah. So, if you haven't played it, it's pretty good. I played probably like 10 or 15 hours of it when it came out, but then like it also came out in that year where everything else under the sun came out in September.
Dragon Quest. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say Dragon Quest 11 just had a weird release.
Yeah.
Because I think when it came out in Japan, it was Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because I think was it only 3DS when that version came out, or did Switch have it?
So in Japan, it was only 3DS at first.
Okay.
Remember, because they sold that weird package of the 3DS and the PS4 version together.
Yes.
Which was really strange.
Yes. And because I think Nintendo
because then the definitive edition came out for Switch.
Yes,
that included the 3DS.
Yes, because they had remastered. They had redid the music and did it all live because they didn't like the program version that was in the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came out to Xbox and Switch here in America, that's when they put the live orchestra music in it, because PS4 was the only one that got released first here in America when it came out, after they did the localization.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up doing a definitive version for PS4 after Xbox and after Xbox and Nintendo. But I don't know if they did an updated version for the regular PS4 version.
They did. It came out way later, like within the last year or so. It came out.
Some people who own the original Dragon Quest 11 got the free update.
I don't know if I think you had to pay like a $10 upgrade fee.
Oh, great. Okay.
I don't know for sure, so don't.
It's a wacky release. That whole thing was wacky.
Yeah.
Because I think was it EGM or was it? It might have been Game Informer I was reading when that news came out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe online too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the last thing here, the ID at Xbox Showcase had a lot of indies. A lot of those games are coming to Switch too, so I think it was notable to at least mention that. I think a lot of people should go watch it if you're interested in the indie stuff. Tron Catalyst, Timpopo, Tenuki Pond Summer, Ratatan, which is a rhythm game from the company that did Patapon, or from the developers that did Patapon, not the company. Rock Beasts, which is a rock band management sim. And then Moonlighter 2, which is the kind of Zelda-like roguelite. Where you manage the potion shop, and then at night you go into the dungeons to get stuff to sell at your potion shop.
I know I need to watch it, but was that thing about 2 or 3 hours long?
No, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't care about any of these games.
Because I know IGN was showing it. I think they had like for the IGN fest.
Yeah, it was part of their
something.
IGN Fan Fest, right? But I think ID at Xbox wasn't. I'm pretty sure the YouTube video was only like 20 minutes, maybe. It was not. It wasn't very long. The Xbox ID at Xbox stuff was not very long.
All right, I'll watch it just to get an idea for it. So weird that it's just like they have their developers direct, and then the ID at Xbox it really felt like it just came out of nowhere. Like I didn't even know that was even happening or anything.
Oh, I feel like they announced this like a long time ago. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to it because I don't care, but I literally watched all the trailers of the games that were announced. I'm like, I don't want to play a single one of these. And it doesn't have anything to do with the way, like the games themselves, like the way they look or play. They're just like all in genres I don't care about. And like the one game I thought looked interesting, Moonlighter, is a roguelike. And I'm like, I'm out. Can't. I'm out.
Because the first one was like that.
Yeah. Tron Catalyst looks okay. I will give it that. That looks okay.
I do want to check out the game from the creators of Patagon, Rototom.
Yeah.
Because I still think Patapon is such a cute, fun animated game. And it's good saying Patapon. It's so fun saying that. I think that's the Sunny that I kind of miss in a sense, where it's just where stuff felt fun and creative, and now it just feels very corporate for some reason for some of the games. Once again, that's Expansion Pass.
All right, Ed, let's get into Pack Watch.
Yes, Pack Watch.
Quite a few updates and a few new games coming to Nintendo Switch this week. Eldrador Creatures Shadowfall. The adventure-filled worlds of Eldrador are in danger. Lead battle-ready creatures in turn-based strategic combat to defeat a mysterious shadowy menace. That's on 3.6. Also on 3.6 is the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters, Gate Rune, and Dunnan Unification Wars. I didn't know they had subtitles. A once renowned hero turns into a violent tyrant, and an empire falls into decline. A liberation army is rising up in an act of rebellion against the oppressive rule. One by one, the 108 stars of destiny gather to shape the course of history. Sugar Dew Island comes out on 3/7. Sugar Dew Island, your cozy farm shop. In this cozy farming game, you have to run your own farm shop. Take care of animals and your farm. Sell your goods to the cute forest folk and upgrade the island and fulfill small orders from the Harmony Tree to fill the island with life again. So those were the games that were not AI generated crap on the eShop. Well, did you? By the way, I didn't put this in the news, but did you see the creator of mouthwashing is like really angry at Nintendo because there are games that are. There was literally a game on there called like. It literally had the word mouthwashing in the title, and it literally uses all the assets from the game in this game. Apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the creator of mouthwashing is like really mad that Nintendo won't take the necessary steps to get rid of this AI garbage on the eShop. So,
but was mouthwashing an AI generated game?
No.
Just this ripoff.
Just the ripoff, yeah. So yeah. All right. Here are the latest updates, DLC or expansions coming to games you might be playing right now. The Switch version of the Turok remastered trilogy are receiving new updates, bringing new features, menu options, fixes, platform-specific improvements as part of the game's latest refresh. Pokemon Unite's Assault Break update adds Gen 2 legendary Pokemon Suisune? New Hollowware and the first to 500 battle mode, and return to the remote stadium to ranked matches along with various balance adjustments. Stardew Valley's latest Switch update contains an error causing crashes and garbled text, but a fix is in the works. Players are advised to avoid artifact troves and the Adventure Guild's back room until the next patch arrives. The patch might already be out by the time you hear this. Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop are available skins in the Fortnite item shop this week, so you can do that if you are so inclined. Disney Dreamlight Valley is receiving their next free update in the Tales of Agrabah update, which will introduce Aladdin and Jasmine, the new Agrabah realm, additional floating islands, and new features like a slow cooker, which is cool, by the way. It lets you queue up multiple recipes at once, so you can like cook without cooking, and by the time like you get back to your cooker, they should be done.
That's cruising there. When you upgrade your cooking stuff, you can put like 3 recipes in, and once one of them is done, it'll start cooking the next recipe.
Yeah. Also, the new Star Path, the Oasis Retreat Star Path, is also the paid part, so you can go check that out as well. Quite excited for more Disney Dreamlight Valley content that I am years away from playing, apparently, because I'm still not done, or I'm just finished the main campaign and I'm going back for more. I felt weird not playing that recently, though, because I've been neglecting my Valley because of Fire Emblem. The T-1000 from Terminator 2 is coming to Mortal Kombat 1 as DLC, as well as balance changes. Balatro's latest Friends of Jimbo update adds free crossover card cosmetics from 8 franchises, including Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Civilization, Slay the Princess, Bugsnax, Dead by Daylight, Rust, and Critical Role. I think there are already cards from The Witcher in there and some other games. So Tetris Forever is the latest update. Introduces 2 classic MS-DOS games, Super Tetris and Tetris from Academy Soft, alongside major updates to Tetris Time Warp, including extended levels, new power-ups, and enhanced multiplayer features. So those are the updates coming to the games you might be playing right now. In terms of Nintendo Switch Online updates, no new additions to Nintendo Switch Online this week, but you are losing a game in Japan, apparently, that we talked about earlier. So, Nintendo Music Editions, the Street Pass Mi Plaza music from 3DS was added. 39 separate tracks that you can check out. Super Mario Brothers 2, 14 tracks have been added. And then Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's soundtrack has also been added. So you can check that out as well. Also, I didn't put this in here, but EA Sports FC is your free trial for until March 4th. So you can check that out as well. March 4th, right? No. March 7th.
Okay.
Sorry. So that's your free trial this month. All right, Ed, it is time for community topics and questions in.
All right.
I'm waiting for you to say question block.
Oh, you didn't want me to read that part?
I mean,
underneath it,
you can if you want, but I was waiting for you to say question block.
Oh, okay. If you have any questions, topic, comments, or thoughts, feel free to send them to the show. You can post in the Nintendo Pow Block question block channel on the Boss Rush Network Community Discord, leave a comment on this YouTube video, or drop them in the free Patreon thread for the next Nintendo Pow Block episode. We will also be reading new reviews on Apple Podcasts and comments from Spotify and YouTube, and surprise, may await the best ones at the end of every month. Get them in, and a winner will be chosen. That's on the paper. That's all I'm saying. Everybody, it's time for Question Block.
Question Block. I feel like we need like a jingle or something.
Question Block.
Jeez. Our first question comes from our dear friend Celeste Roberts via Discord. I miss Celeste. I should text her this week.
I brought the latest Read Only magazine.
Yeah.
That you guys should definitely check out.
Proud sponsor of the 2024 Bossies.
Yes.
Sorry,
their latest issue, I think it's coming out soon, so you can check it out. But yeah, Read Only magazine, check them out, and if you want to support them, order their magazine. Go support them.
Yeah. She asked, would you like to see Nintendo embrace edutainment games like they used to, like Mario Teaches Typing, Mario's Missing, Mario's Time Machine, and stuff like that?
I would, yes. And I'm not gonna speak for Switch. Switch 2 can bring edutainment games back to the forefront due to the mouse capability. You know, we talked about Mario Paint, so Mario Paint may be able to come. Brain Age probably could get a sequel and come. Donkey Kong Country Math or something like that, or Donkey Kong Math that happened. That, you know, a lot of that stuff. Where Mario's Missing too, where you have to search the worlds and stuff. Like, Nintendo has a lot of ways that they could bring it back, and hopefully they do bring it back. While still making the game, while still having that casual DS/3DS game design and everything. They used to have a art an art game that teaches you different styles of using art and stuff. I think they can bring it back, but I think with Switch 2 up and coming, I think they'll put it on that system because it offers more functionality controller wise than the current Switch at this time.
Yeah, I would argue that Nintendo has done it on the Switch with things like Labo. You know, there's 5 Labo sets out there. Obviously,
Game Maker.
Obviously, COVID kind of changed Labo's influence. I feel like we would have gotten more Labo sets if we didn't have COVID. Big Brain Academy, right? They put out Brain versus Brain on the Switch. Game Builder Garage.
Game Builder Garage, yeah.
Which teaches you how to code. Very basic coding, right? But it still teaches you things, right?
Yeah.
So I would argue Nintendo has actually done quite a bit this generation for that, relatively speaking, and as well as their fitness stuff, right? Like, I would argue Nintendo has kind of tackled both fronts this gen pretty heavily. But like in terms of like that stuff, like Mario Teaches Typing, I could see Nintendo putting a keyboard out or allowing you to hook up a Bluetooth or USB keyboard and something like that happening. Even like maybe that would be a neat NSO extension, right? Getting those old PC Mario edutainment games on there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, we're selling a Nintendo branded keyboard that looks an awful lot like an NES or SNES colored controller, right? Like, here's the purple return key, and it's gray. Might turn yellow in 10 years if you don't take care of it. And I think adding those games to NSO would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
That's something that we never really considered. I guess I kind of forget that Nintendo put stuff on PC for a while in terms of edutainment stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see more of that. I would have loved to see more Labo sets. I wanted to see how crazy and wacky that got, but obviously that didn't happen. And
Yeah.
I thought Labo was a really cool initiative, though.
It was a good thing, like, because a lot of the people talking about engineering, people crafting their own stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's funny. My kids were watching some YouTube channel of some creator girl, and like she was doing Labo type stuff with her kid on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was Labo specifically, but they were definitely doing cardboard engineering with like rubber bands and cardboard and little plastic pieces. Like they're definitely doing some sort of Labo type stuff. So I would like to see Nintendo kind of go back to it. Our next question comes from Adam Gumbert, Respawn Aim Fire podcast. This is the second time we brought him up on here.
Yes.
Interesting. Adam writes in, we got to get him on Expansion Pass or something.
Yeah. I love his podcast. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I get a chance to listen to it.
What are some games currently not on Switch that would be the biggest wins for a general audience to have on Switch 2? Marvel Rivals and EA College Football come to mind for him. I mean, I think college football is a shoe-in at this point, based on EA's kind of shift in some management positions and their comments on not supporting Switch a lot this time around, right? Like, I truly think EA College Football is a shoe-in, and I think Madden is going to be a shoe-in. I think
the Star Wars games.
Yep.
That Respawn has done.
I think the Respawn Star Wars games are shoe-ins. But for a general audience,
I definitely would want Titanfall 2 and DMC Devil May Cry, even though those are older games and stuff.
Those are not general audience games, Ed. Those are very niche, hardcore games.
But I think on Switch 2, I think it's a new generation. I think, and when I mean new generation, I think there's more acceptable players of those games who didn't try it on those original platforms that they came out, and is willing to play these games on a Nintendo console to get that experience. It has, look, I'm not knocking The Witcher 3 or anything, but a lot of people did get the experience of that game on Switch. And I'm like, with Diablo 3 and some of these other games, and some of those games hit 1 million plus sales, and they got the experience that they could have got on other platforms, but chose Nintendo Switch to get that experience. So that's all I'm saying.
I think the biggest layup would be the Souls games, honestly, and Elden Ring. I think getting the rest of those on Switch, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 2 and 3, Sekiro, maybe not Night Rain just yet, because I think anything online focused is gonna probably try to wait and see what Nintendo's online service looks like this time around.
Yeah.
Although I do have confidence that it will be much better than the Switch. But Marvel Rivals I think is a shoe-in. I think
And I think we're speaking more of third party than first party.
I think that's what he meant too, right? I mean, just based off the titles he just named.
Yeah, because I think, like, you could put some Sony games on there, you could put some Microsoft games on there, but we have exhaust that discussion from each of them. When it comes to third party, for the general audience, I kind of feel like, and please everybody recognize when we say general audience, this includes every age. It doesn't include just kids, because that becomes a stereotype when someone say general audience. Oh, is it a game for kids? No, it's a game for everybody.
Assassin's Creed, I think, is a layup.
Yeah.
Bring all those games over. I would love to see Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla, and even Mirage come over. I know Ubisoft kind of mentioned that maybe they suggested that Shadows would come over. Let's wait and see. But yeah. You know what else I would like to see, Ed? And I think this is a broader audience than maybe people want to give it credit for. I think Nintendo should put their mobile games on Switch. I think they should do that. I think that people who are making these mobile kind of RPGs should maybe consider Switch, like
Maple Story or Genshin Impact.
People are going to roll their eyes, but we've talked about it on this show before. I think that Destiny mobile game should come to Switch.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Any type of game like that, I think, should probably be on Switch.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty is a layup. Microsoft already kind of committed to that. I think Halo on Switch is going to murder. I think it's seriously going to do
numbers.
When Halo comes to Switch 2 and PS4, PS5, that game's gonna the Master Chief Collection is gonna sell 10 million units in 6 weeks.
I mean, Master Chief Collection on Switch 2 would be the ultimate, and that's coming from a first party perspective. Like I said, we exhausted that already.
Yeah.
But they could lead into that. They could do Forza. Of course, they could do like Gears. Like Gears would make a killing on there if they wanted.
They got to get it out early though, before the novelty of Xbox games on other platforms wears off.
Yes.
Right. Like we're already starting to see that on PlayStation, but I think having these massive monster AAA games that are for the quote unquote HD consoles, the big boy 4K consoles, right? Having those on Switch in a portable capacity on a Nintendo console, that novelty is going to be so weird to people that people are going to buy the Master Chief Collection and maybe never play it on Switch just to say they have Halo on a Nintendo console, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that goes all the way back to the like mid 2000s when they had Halo, like some sort of weird Halo spinoff on the DS, right? Remember when that video leaked from IGN that they were playing Halo on DS?
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Like, and then I mean, Master Chief Collection has been thrown around to even be coming to PlayStation since the PS4, like right before Halo 5 launched. Like they were talking about it then. And so, I think Gears is a layup. Forza Horizon, like you said, is probably a layup. Game, I mean, Pentiment and Grounded are already there. So I think, Psychonauts would be a great.
Oh, Psychonauts. Oh, heck yeah. 1 and 2. Oh,
I'm kind of surprised those games didn't come to Switch 1, to be honest.
I really think a lot of the Double Fine games, if it's not on Nintendo, would do well on Switch. The motorcycle bike game one, though, I don't know that a lot that they would have to fix. But Psychonauts 1 and 2 would definitely be a good one on Switch.
I would say any Xbox game during the 360 and Xbox One generation, you could squeeze so much money out of those.
I'm not even gonna lie. I would play the Modern Saints Row game again on Switch. Like if and I know they're not there anymore. It's not a company no more. But I would definitely do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
because I'm just like, there wouldn't be no open world crime game or funny game on Switch 2. So like Saints Row, the Saints Row reboot, I'm like, why not throw it on there?
Yeah.
If you want to throw it on for $30, throw it on for $30.
Yeah. And I think Switch 2 having a solid state drive inside and being as powerful as it is, right? In theory, and the suggested power of this thing, dude, that opens the door for so many games. So many games. Like the Switch, I mean, we kind of talked about it before, but like the power alone allows this machine to be every company's backlog or back catalog dream machine.
Avion, the one that EA let out to come out,
Immortals of Avion.
Immortals of Avion, that would do well on Switch.
Yeah,
I mean, I mentioned that before, but I'm like, people will be like, didn't this game come out? Oh, let me get this game a try.
I think we're just starting to name every game now, and not for the general audience anymore. But I mean, I think like a Mass Effect Legendary Edition trilogy would be a slam dunk. I think you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see Dragon Age Dragon Age of the Veilguard be a launch title for this thing, just because EA wants to squeeze some more money out of it.
I would do it.
I mean, it's already coming to PlayStation Plus as your free game this next month, right? Like that game clearly didn't sell well at all, and if they want to squeeze any more money out of this thing, they should put it on. It should be a launch game for Switch 2.
Yeah,
there's no Zelda game, right? As far as we know, unless it's like one of the remasters,
right?
And even then, that's probably going to be for Switch 1.
Because Square Enix doesn't have anything, then you definitely have,
right? But they could be putting out the Final Fantasy games, right? That are already out on other platforms, like 7 or 16, or like.
But I think they would come like at a later date. I'm just talking about if because you mentioned it, like for a launch lineup, a launch release, that game would Immortals of Avion would probably do good because it's more of a vast RPG kind of game, along with Dragon Age.
Yeah, I just
being a vast RPG.
Yeah. So we'll see, but I think Madden would be a shoe in. Let's see, general audience games. I don't. Maybe you put. It's Switch 2 is not going to run Grand Theft Auto 6, but maybe you put Red Dead Redemption 2 and like Grand Theft Auto 5 out on there, or 4 even. So that'd be my thing. All right. Next question. Austin Campbell writes in via Discord. What do you think of this jersey collaboration with Overtime Elite and Pokemon, and which one is your favorite? So I included the link in the doc, Ed. This is pretty cool.
Was this after the Pokemon?
I don't really know, honestly,
because I don't remember it or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have been. I mean, I think the Gengar stuff looks cool. I'm not a Gengar fan at all, but I think that looks neat. I think the Charizard stuff is always going to be a cool thing. The Bulbasaur one is very colorful. I think in terms of just pure look, I think the Blastoise one's probably the coolest looking one.
I like the black and gray one.
Yeah.
And the Pikachu one, like the yellow one. I mean, they all look cool, but I think the yellow and the gray one is my favorite.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yes.
Continue. I think that's cool, Austin.
Yeah. There's like a full website here. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So, all right. Our next question, if I can get back to the doc, Sam Hall via YouTube writes in. I've heard you all talk about Fire Emblem lately, and I was wondering what is the best game to start with? I'm a fan of JRPGs, but have oddly never touched a strategy RPG. I watched some gameplay, and it looks fun enough. Thoughts?
Fire Emblem Awakening.
I would say Fire Emblem Awakening is probably the best place to start if you have a 3DS lying around. Yeah. Also, like as somebody who's been recently purchasing the 3DS and DS versions of Fire Emblem, they are still relatively cheap. I Conquest was $37.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say Fire Emblem Awakening is still the best 3DS game. I would start there. Fates is a little weird because it's split into 2 games, right? And like the third part of that game was DLC that you can't purchase anymore.
Yeah.
Shadows of Valencia is like more of a dungeon crawler with strategy RPG elements, so like that's different. But I would start there.
The reason I pick Awakening is because you don't have to deal with permadeath at the beginning. If you play the older versions of Fire Emblem, they're going to be very difficult, and if your player dies, that's it.
Yeah.
Like you have to start the whole thing, so it may get a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. Also, the older ones are anywhere between $150 and $300, depending on which console you're trying to buy it for.
Right. Now, some people might would say Final Fantasy Tactics. That is a good option, also.
Yeah, but again, where are you buying that?
Yeah, because the original version of PlayStation 1,
the iPad. If you have an iPad, the Final Fantasy Tactics: War of the Lions is the definitive version of that game, and there is an updated version of that on iPad, and that's actually really user and touch friendly if you're not opposed to playing touch games.
Yeah, because the original one on PlayStation 1 is going to be yeah.
Good luck.
What Disgaea?
Mm-hmm.
Is a good one to recommend, but read the reviews first. The only reason why I say read the reviews, they all have pretty great scores. And if you just want to get your hands a try, they do have some on Switch.
Yeah, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all on Switch. 2 and 3 are not. For some reason, I wouldn't be surprised if they got ported soon, but because they seem to be releasing one a year since I think Switch launched with 5. 2 years later, 6 came out, and then they released 4 complete, and then 7 came out, and then they released 1 complete. So it seems like they're in some sort of 18-month cadence of new and then a complete version of an older game, though they're releasing those out of order. So I don't know. Just
yeah.
The first game is on Switch though, of Disgaea. But in terms of another game, if you are interested in Fire Emblem, Valkyria Chronicles.
Yes.
1 and 4 are both on Switch. And I know that sounds weird that those are the only 2, but those 2 stories run concurrent to each other. So it does make sense that those are the games that are on Switch. 2 and 3 take place after them. And they're PSP games, I think. And 3 isn't even translated and never came over. So
what was it? Is that the Sega one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dude, physical copy of that game is getting extremely hard to find.
Ooh.
So if you don't have it,
good luck.
Yeah. I mean, like a year ago, I bought my physical copy of Valkyria Chronicles, and it was $55 used. So on eBay. So all right. Our last question. Nope, 2 questions left. Deshaun Malone writes in via Blue Sky. Hey y'all, looking forward to the next episode. What do you think of the WB studio closings means for the industry as a whole? What do other companies learn from this? Thanks for answering the question.
They learn nothing because studios are still going to continue to close.
Mm-hmm.
What this means for the industries has been the same thing going on since other studios been closing. That people are still going to be making games, and it's going to be up to the players or the consumers to be buying this game.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, like I was telling Sebastian this, at this point in time, the only one who really has a guarantee that you may still have a job is Nintendo, because their game's been selling and
Mm-hmm.
they got money.
Yeah, I would say Sony to an extent, and except unless you're working on one of the service games, then good luck.
Which I feel like they're trying to really move away.
I should say Sony's single player initiatives.
Yeah.
So I think if you're looking at these companies, especially companies who are involved in games are not their primary focus
Business,
right? WB is an entertainment company that happens to have a gaming division, right? Microsoft even, right? Yes, Xbox is a huge brand, but Microsoft is a software and services company, right? Xbox is like a tertiary fun project for them until very recently, right? Like they were like Phil Spencer basically had to pitch why Xbox needed to exist to Satya Nadella, and yeah, I think, and I know people roll their eyes when I mention them all the time. I think the company that learned was Disney. You hire a small team, have representatives from all parts of their company, like Lucasfilm and Marvel, right? You license them out to the developers that make sense.
Yep.
And you don't have to fund the developers. You find developers that are doing great work. And I mean, Disney's doing all sorts of games that in different sizes. Like Bithell Games is a studio of like 15 people, and they've done 3 Disney games. They're working on their 3rd one right now, in Tron game that's coming, right?
Right.
You look at Guardians of the Galaxy was awesome. Eidos Montreal did a great job with that game. The Avengers single player stuff was pretty decent. Their Star Wars stuff is great. Like I think, and that weird Mickey Mouse Metroidvania was decent.
Disney Island, Illusion Island.
Yeah. So, I think Disney, they also hired the right person for the job, and John Drake, who formerly worked at PlayStation and knows his way around the games industry.
Because y'all gotta think about Disney's earlier games. Earlier games were like really hit and miss.
Yeah,
and they have more misses than hits.
Yeah. Plus, I think they were looking at how much money they were investing in studios. Also, like, when they got out of games when they stopped doing Disney Infinity, right? Like that was like their last straw. And they invested. Disney actually invested heavily in games for a while during the 360 era, and making games that didn't even include Mickey Mouse or their IP, right? They did Pure, which was that ATV racing game, which was actually pretty good. They did I forget if they did, I think they did Split Second, which was like
they did
physics driven destruction racing game. They did quite a bit outside of IP games, and then obviously they did IP games as well. But I think Disney Infinity, they saw how much money they were dumping into that, and the return on investment wasn't what they wanted. Plus, keeping up the studio, the burn rates of these studios during development time, like they just saw it wasn't worth it, because Disney is not a games company; they are an entertainment company that was involved in games.
They seen the money that the Spiral's Adventure was making, and so they tried to hop on that bandwagon, but even Activision had to get out of it because, and this is not Toy for Bob's fault or anything, but
Well, that's what happens when Skylanders is annualized and you have to invest money into making new toys every year. Like, you know, I
right.
mean,
And then lock part of the content because you don't got a particular toy or
mhm.
element and everything. And with Disney, it's just like you couldn't use all those characters that you bought for all of the levels. You only could use them for certain levels and everything. And then levels were locked to sets, like 4-pack sets, that if you wanted to play that level, you had to buy that set, and those sets was like $27 plus.
Mhm.
And then Disney didn't release all of the sets even before they got to the Star Wars stuff and got canceled. Like, not all the stores had everything for a lot of
I mean,
those.
Toys R Us had exclusives, Target had exclusives,
Mm-hmm.
like they were in that game too, like the Amiibo, right? Like they were in
Yeah,
that game, that exclusive game. Let me tell you, as somebody who has every Disney Infinity that was publicly released, it was hard to track all those things down, right? Like it was a
shoot, those
challenge. And then the
those clear ones.
yeah, I
Oof.
have them all. I'm literally staring at them right now. Um, those are the only ones that aren't opened. I have. They're not worth anything, by the way. The only Disney Infinity that's worth anything is the Peter Pan Disney Infinity, and that's
Uh-huh.
because it was boxed, shipped to warehouses, and preparing for launch when Disney shut it down and never released. And now that one is worth like $300, $400, and this was like a year and a half ago. The last time I looked it up. Um,
Yeah.
I would love to have the Peter Pan one though. And then like you start looking at some of the designs that were leaked of like the Rogue One characters and
Mm-hmm.
you know the new like the Doctor Strange characters were coming out at some point, and then man, the one that gets me the most are the leaked X-Men characters. Because they were based on the animated series, and we
Oh,
didn't know about X-Men 97 because Disney Plus didn't exist yet.
yeah.
uh, and it was really cool. Like those were really cool, and um, I never found out if those were like official or not, but they were floating around enough to make me feel like they were pretty official. Um, so yeah, man, Disney Infinity was those characters. I wish they would have just kept making the toys and not tied them to the game. They tried a little bit. They had this series of toys that came out called the Toy Box Collection, and they all were modeled off. They very clearly had extra parts of the Infinity toys laying around, and
Yeah.
they just kind of like I don't know, glued them
Put
together
it
and
together.
put they looked like kit bashed versions of Disney Infinity characters, like you know. Uh, so and then they started making like they did try the Toys to Life thing a little bit again after Disney Infinity with that mobile game where they all
Oh
had
wow,
like were
yeah.
like it was like a mobile RPG of Disney characters, and like if you bought the character you got a card that you could scan into the game and unlock that character. It wasn't required because you could just buy their loot boxes or whatever, right? And I have two of those figures and they look cool, but I was like, I can't start another Disney toy collection that
Connection.
because like,
Mm-mm.
and those were cool, man. Like those toys were cool. I think that like the Mirrorverse, I think it was what it was called. And like, dude, there's some really cool character designs from there though. Like Belle is like a black mage type character
Oh
with like this
wow.
cool staff that looks like a road. Like it was the characters were really well designed. Um, but it was a free to play mobile game, and I was like not about to get into that life. As I have put 65 hours into
As a Fire Emblem
no money
Heroes.
though. So what was the question? Did anybody learn anything? Um I think I honestly don't think any long-term lessons were learned here.
Right.
And I still think this year's going to involve a lot of studios closing and a lot of more layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, there are too many games coming out all the time that you look at the games that these companies want to make, and they have to be 10 out of 10 games for things that people like, or the studio gets shut down.
Well, I would even say even 10 out of 10 games. I think people have to.
Okay, let me rephrase that. A game that looks appealing to the mass audience, that looks fun to the mass audience on an IP that, I mean, it could be an 8 out of 10, right? But like
that people are willing to go out and purchase or even buy or digitally or something.
Yeah.
It's I like I said, you can have all the bells and whistles and that won't mean anything to anybody because I'm like, the bells and whistles doesn't bring anybody in or to buy your game. You got it. And like I said, I'm not trying to knock Xbox or Microsoft, but like, look how Pokemon Scarlet and Violet handled. The performance wasn't top notch, but them must got like what 20 plus some million sales.
Yeah.
And then Hellblade, here's Hellblade 2 on Unreal Engine 5, looking gorgeous as ever, and it's sold what?
Like 6 years of development, and probably 99% of the people that played it probably played it through Game Pass, right? Because it's a 5-hour game. You're not going to pay $50 for a 5-hour game in these days, which is sad, but I mean, it's one of the few games on Game Pass that I actually purchased because I mean, that game's just important to me.
And I don't know how
I need a physical edition of that game somewhere. A collector's edition with a Senua statue.
I need that. I'll just take that. I'll take a game or art book and a soundtrack. I don't care if the soundtrack is digital or physical.
Gosh, can you imagine a coffee table art book for that game, for both games?
I will give them $150 total for that.
I mean, not even just like concept art, but like when they go on location and take like thousands of photos of the landscapes, right? Like just landscape images of inspiration, like, and then like going to the museums and taking pictures of like the heritage and the culture of that character, right? Like,
shoot, dude, throwing a DVD of behind the scenes of stuff that they didn't even record and show, and everything. Like, I would love to see that. I would put money in. Like I said, 150. I would put 150 in just to have that.
I want to send them a statue.
Oh, of course, might as well.
Not like anything like that would look weird on a shelf or anything. Just like one of her like standing there looking like really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Deshaun. I don't think these companies have really learned anything. I think honestly, the weird thing is the only company that's learned anything is Disney. But much. Also, like, look how many people lost their jobs for them to figure that out too. And that's what's going to happen with these other companies if they learn anything.
Shoot, they closed their whole gaming division at one point. I think after Infinity.
They did. They closed or sold every single studio they owned.
Oh, okay.
And now they have 3 gaming divisions under the Disney Interactive umbrella. They have Disney Games, which handles Disney and Pixar IP. They have Lucasfilm Games, which handles Indiana Jones and Star Wars. And then they have Marvel Games, which is Marvel. So, but they're all run under the same kind of umbrella, which is cool. Right. So, all right, our last question comes from our very own David Lasby. What's your current favorite game to play on Nintendo Switch Online?
Oh,
That's a
um,
man.
definitely Tetris. Even though I have Tetris Effect, I still go back to the old school Tetris. Um, Street Race 2 is still one of my faves that I go to and play. Double Dragon 2, I think Double Dragon 2 is on there. I don't think so. No, it's not on there. I thought it was. Um, uh, dang it. I definitely I know those two I definitely get into. Um and I don't think Sonic 2 is on there yet.
I think Sonic 2 is on there. I think Sonic 3 is the one that's not there.
Okay. Because I love Sonic the Hedgehog too. Oh, when I tell you that when Sega was knocking it out with the Genesis, that's when Sonic 2 and Streets of Rage 2, like those were
It's
the
the music.
biggest. Oh, dude, the music, Sonic 2 has some great level design and stages, and they're just like, yeah, all of this fits.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened with Streets of Rage 2. That yeah, the music is bomb big, but the level design is better. The enemies is better. The graphics look better. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could tell the difference from Sonic 1 to Sonic 2 in SOR to Streets of Rage 2. And it's just like, man, the improvement of learning this system and just coming up with two bangers of games.
Yeah.
Of all time, to me personally, that's me.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't really go on Nintendo Switch Online all that often. Right now, I think the last game I actually played on there was Ocarina of Time for book club. To be honest,
Actually, that's what I'm playing now. Is Ocarina of Time on it.
I mean, there was a time where I was playing Mario 2 pretty regularly, but I mean, Mario 2 is like the comfort Mario game for me.
Thought it was Mario 3.
I really like Mario 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 2 is the comfort game.
Gotcha.
I mean, Mario 3.
Another game with a banging soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of Mario music, like it's not the Mario 1 music I think of. It's that opening to Mario 2 where like you're falling where you're falling down through it's the black screen behind the green kind of platforms.
Yeah.
Kind of falling. And then it's that casino music. And then
the bonus stage music.
Yeah. It's like
so good.
And then when you mess something up,
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and then like the bad Birdo music, like when you go to fight Birdo or a boss, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it's like that's the Mario music I think of. I don't ever think of Mario 1. As iconic as it is, like Mario 2 music is the music.
Once again, another game from the first game to the second, you see the improvements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Mario 2 has that calypso jazz, and it works so well in those games. Oh, yeah. Goodness.
Man. Watch out for them flying mask.
Oh, them terrifying things. Ooh, as a kid, I did not like those.
Yeah. But that's it, Ed. That's all I got. That's all we got for questions. That's all we got. We had 7 questions tonight.
Exactly. Well, just a quick final thoughts, everybody. It is in March. We are getting into spring. So I kind of want to know from you guys. Every year I celebrate color in games. And it's a thing to talking about games that's like looking colorful or even some monotone, but something that is very appealing depending on the art style, the design of it. I kind of want to know what is for this year, personally for you, what is your, what game do you feel that like you want to express that's like beautiful in color and design, with this art style? What is your color in gaming that you want to celebrate? I really want to know that. uh so that is my final thought, celebrating some games with beautiful colors and art styles. Corey?
Yeah, final thoughts. Man, so I'm not really like, I don't mean to end it on a downer, but like not really a movie guy, right? Or like a whatever that, but like two really big, not big stars, but like, I mean, well, Gene Hackman, huge star, right?
That was wacky, and they're still investigating.
Yeah. And Michelle Trachtenberg also passed away, which was like, the first movie I ever saw her in was Harriet the Spy, the Nickelodeon movie. But, she was also in Gossip Girl and Euro Trip and quite a bunch of other things. And I don't know, she was always just a good actress in things, and, complications from a liver transplant. So,
yeah,
man, that's just, more signs that, like, man, getting older.
Was she married?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Because I'm just like, I think there's a director with that same last name, Trachtenberg. He used to do a podcast, and I think he did what is that alien movie from? It was in New York. I think it was on New Year's Day.
Alien movie
something
in New York on New Year's Day.
Something Field, Cloverfield. Yeah, he directed one of them with John Goodman in them.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder. That's who I need to look at. I was wondering. I'm just like, is that his wife? Did he get married to her or something?
Yeah, I don't know. But just strange, weird kind of feelings this week. I mean, Gene Hackman was the things surrounding that whole situation are really strange, but like him passing away at 95 years old is not, it's a long life. But I mean, man, the stuff surrounding that was strange. So
yeah, Dan Trachtenberg. He was he did the podcast, The Totally Rat Show.
Well, good times, huh?
Yeah.
Also, there was something also that was pretty.
I know for anyone who is into soul music, Angie Stone passed away from a car accident.
Man.
From a car crash. And she was 63. I'm like, wow. And she's like she was kind of like the leader in soul music for the modern age.
Yeah. Well, it's time to go.
You ready? Yes. Well, thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. Remember, you can find new episodes of this podcast every Monday morning on YouTube podcast services as part of our free Patreon content and on our website at bossrush.net. If you enjoyed the discussions on today's episode, leave the video a like or a good rating on your podcast app. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you gain ad-free access, early access to Expansion Pass and Book Club, and exclusive access to Pow Block 1-Up. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.